Welcome, welcome. What's conjuring, apprentices? How are we all doing today? How's everyone's weekend been? Me? I've been pretty good. Actually. I made a whole bunch of ice cream. I made a couple of batches. One was a cherry ice cream. One was another lemon curd ice cream. And then I tried to make a cherry and lemon curd swirl ice cream. I think they all came out pretty okay. They came out pretty good. I think some of them were better than others. I tried to add layers of both the marmalade and the curd that I had bought, and yeah, they came out pretty nice. It's a work weekend, but it's been fine otherwise. Oh, what have you been up to otherwise, then? How have you been? Hello, Kaimana. Why are you talking about that as the first thing you say when stream starts? You got something you want to get off your chest? Something like that? Also, I see that Ogami was in chat. I saw that Pigeon was also in chat. How are you both? Hi, ... Yes, Kaimana. You've not even debuted yet, and I think everyone has a first impression of you. So, she wants to get back. I'm not sure what Kaimana wants. She really wants a wish, but at this rate, it's probably not going to happen. Not whatsoever. Also, I don't know if Okami is here, but since last time you were in the stream and we were playing Rimworld, your pawn is dead. Your pawn died quite a while ago, actually. I'm not entirely sure how attached you are to your pawn, but yeah, your pawn is gone. I need to fix my impression. Let's all act like we met for the first time, please. We can pretend to, but that would still be role-playing. Hello, Kisuke! My wish is for her to get banned. Okay, I'm not gonna allow wishes to ban people. I mean, if you really wanted to spend a wish, you can time her out for an entire stream, and that works, but that's evil. Your model is really cute. Mine? Thanks. My model is really cute. And I've actually yet to hear from any updates on my model, so I need to reach out just in case, but I should be getting it fairly soon. How are you doing though, Kisuke? It's been a little bit. It's been a while since you've tuned in. Today, however, we're going to be discussing the ending and the final parts of Shinsekai Yori. I've got a whole bunch of notes to go over and to go through, which means that I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to say, which is, you know, par for the course, but I guess on top of that, I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna be playing anything new today for my sloppa, my Auger slop, as D6 calls it. You were at my side all along, my true mentor, my guiding light. Hello, Virgil, how are you doing? Can we pretend that I got airplanes and night skies are like stars? I wish Kaimana got banned right now. What's with the singing? Two people beginning to sing in chat at the same time? I'm doing fine. I chromed up a bit. Full board, no Ganic. You want to check it out? Yeah. What implants did you get? Yeah, because good gracious, the end. No more games for my wish list. Not yet. I was contemplating, like, I could play one free game, but I was thinking maybe I'd play a little bit of Slots and Dungeons today, just because it was finally released. Like, it got its full release, which means the final character is out, and some other things have been added to the game. But I've already played it, so... And last time, as I recall, you guys thought it was way too much happening on screen. So I don't know if that's going to be something that I play on my own. I'll probably play it like one more stream. It was either that or I was going to play Chaos Zero Nightmare, but I've yet to pull for the new character. So I think we'll do Slots and Dungeons today. Then I'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll have rolled for the new character in Chaos Zero Nightmare, because I think Hilda is quite cute. I think she is cute. Oh my gosh, I'm at the edge of cyberpsychosis, but that's fine. You've got so much! Oh my gosh, you're barely even human at that point. You've got nothing left. You've filled out like every single slot. I don't play Cyberpunk, but this looks... That looks decked out. It's kind of like looking at Divine Cybermancy builds, and all of them have just got every single body part replaced with something different. Oh, guys, you guys watched Shinsekai Yori? What a coincidence. I did too. I would hope you did. Because that was the whole point of the Animanga Club, Kaimana. Or are you being facetious? And yeah, what a build, Kisuke. Dude walking around town looking like a... I don't know about that. Act like you don't know me, dummy? Oh, sure. Wow. New member, Kaimana. Whoa, I could smell you from here. Wow, do you shower a lot? Hi, Kaimana. Welcome first-time chatter Kaimana to the stream. What did you think of Shinsekai Yori? Oh, what a coincidence, Kaimana. Besides the fact that I could smell you from here, from chat. It's really good. Please don't bully me. Let's try to get along. Oh, sorry. Wow. Yeah, no, it's my favorite anime. Wow, I can't believe we have a new member who doesn't shower. I know, right? Plip plop, splish splash, splish splash. Virgil, are you okay? What's going on, man? What's going on? Why are we pretending to be in the bathtub right now? I actually live in water, so what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? I'm in Germany, by the way. I've noticed that my controller has a stick drift stage 8. Those two are very interesting statements, but shouldn't you fix stick drift? I don't know what controllers you're using, but typically whenever I have stick drift, I just like pull apart my controller and then I lube it up a little bit and then it works. Virgil, are you okay? Is everything fine? Also, I've decided we're gonna be playing Curse You Blasted Wizard. I got bullied into 5 chats because of your toe emote. Okay, first of all, that is your wrongdoing. That is your wrongdoing, D6. I'm not telling you to use the toe emotes that I have, okay? You are using it of your own free volition. And if they have a problem with it, they can come talk to me, okay? D6, if you ever find yourself in a time of need, as my apprentice, you're more than welcome to call upon me. You're more than welcome to say, "Oh, Auger, Rondel, I need you in the chat to save me right now." Or you can just refer to them. Why can't I speak? Refer them to my stream. There we go. 110 consecutive streams. Oh my goodness, he played Bloodborne and that's why? Yeah, I've never played it, so I couldn't say. L-U-B-E, what? What? And, well, as said, today, it's a little bit of slots and dungeons. I know it's probably going to be visual overload, but it's something to watch and play at the same time. Because, well, we've got one gambling machine going on, so why not throw in a second one, which is the entire game that I'm going to be playing. So, better than Dark Souls 2. No. Dark Souls 2 is peak. Dark Souls 2 is peak. I love Dark Souls 2. It's such a great game. Speaking of Hunter x Hunter, new chapter dropped. I'm buying myself... Oh, yeah. Wasn't there a music video as well? People were so freaked out by the fact that there was actually an announcement for something Hunter x Hunter related, and they spent like a good day just waiting on this live stream to start, and turns out it's just a music video. It's actually nothing. It's nothing. Nothing's coming out. It's a music video. I mean, sure, people probably enjoy their music videos and whatnot, but I don't know, a 24-hour live stream to announce a music video was kind of insane. Kind of a power move by Togashi, trying to give everyone hope that the fact that the anime might continue and then he doesn't. But how have you been enjoying the recent chapters of Hunter x Hunter in that case, Okami? Auger slop? It's not Auger slop, it's peak. It's peak. Okay? I'm buying myself a new controller tomorrow, minus 80 bucks emotional. 80 bucks for a controller? No way. Wait, why 80 bucks for an entire controller? At that point, you may as well get secondhand. Genuinely, you might as well get secondhand. You know what's worse than stick drift? No, what's worse than stick drift? A PS5 controller? I just gotta say, I don't think a controller is actually worth that much. I don't think a controller is worth that much. I feel like you could probably get by not spending that amount. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing slots and dungeons. It's my slopper game, okay? It's my... Well, no, sorry, I don't want to call it slopper game because I actually enjoy it. I haven't actually beat this stage yet, so we're just gonna play on difficulty 4 before the perk or whatever is introduced. Also, it's really quiet now. It's really quiet. Wait, let's turn it up to like half instead. Yeah, there we go. And in case you haven't seen me play this game prior, It's basically, what if you rolled a slot machine and it created a dungeon for you, and then you also have spells and whatnot. It's quite fun. I like it, at least. What's worse than stick drift is double stick drift. It's literally a middle finger from Sony telling you to... I mean, yes, but at the same... Is it difficult to fix a PS5 controller? I've never actually had one of my own, so I've only ever used, like, PlayStation 2 and 3 controllers. Then I've also used an Xbox One and Xbox 360 controller, and then I've used, like, a couple of old controllers. But I don't really use them anymore, obviously. I think, if anything, the Xbox controller is the most ergonomic. It feels so good to hold on to. I love the Xbox controller. If there's one thing that's been done right, it was that controller, you know? PlayStation kind of notorious for this since the PS4. I know that the Nintendo systems have been pretty notorious for this as well, aren't they? But I've never really heard about PlayStation doing something like this. Stick drift just randomly happens? Is that so? I have fixed mine, yeah, that requires precision. Perfection, actually. The parts are so small that you can break them easily. Really? And you can't even use, like, a little bit of WD-40 or something to fix it? Because that seems quite insane. Stick drift randomly. Magnetic sensors overall. Ugh. To fix sticks... To fix the stick drift on a PS5 controller, you have to take it apart, completely apart, and then you have to solder the motherboard after. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a process they are putting you through just to be able to use their controller in that case. Yeah, this is why I stick with my really old school Xbox 360 controller. I think I might have a Duke controller still. I think I might have a Duke controller still if I check storage. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not put through something like that. That's lucky me. I just have a feeling that Nintendo does it on purpose to sell its Hall Effect Pro controllers for like $100. They always do, is the thing. They always want you to pay for controllers and everything like that. It's the prevention of repair rights, if that was the exact name for it. So yeah, it makes sense in that way, but not in a way that I actually like. So a little bit lame. Oh, wait, is the slot machine not showing up? Wait, sorry, Mr. Brown. I can fix that. Let's see, because it says maybe I need to refresh it. Go to my slot machine, go here. Okay, there we go. Now it should be working. You can refund your points and you can roll it again if you want, or I can roll it manually for you and do that. Let's see. I have the sensors of the controller. I know how to take mine apart and have done it over like 20 times now. I'm pretty good at it. I might do it again to clean it. Okay. Yeah, I would say that if it's a risk as to whether or not you're able to do it, then I would say go for it if you can, but if you can't, then I wouldn't risk damaging your stuff. I don't know how much of a concern it is for warranty, if that's something you care about, but I don't know. I would still avoid breaking things and then losing it entirely if I can, is how I see it. So... Also, it's better to use the alcohol cleaning thing, I forgot whatever it is, instead of WD-40. You mean just like ethanol, so it dries out really quickly? Throw eggs at the wizard, Mr. Brown. No! No! See, I fixed it for him. I allowed it to be fixed. I allowed it to be fixed. What did I get? I can't see much. I can check the logs. I can check the logs, because I've got everything logged and ready to go. You got nothing? Okay, D6 you said you got nothing. Wait. No, that was D6 that spun the last one. D6 spun the last one. He got 2,000. Kaimana got nothing. I'm checking logs. I can see here if you really want me to show it off. Local host. I need to go into my network to find it. Was it Control that I had this on? Yeah, you got lemons and then there was nothing. I can actually see what you roll before it renders. Yeah, what can I say? It ain't easy being cheesy. Oh, here we go. Mob extermination arrow. You guys are just really going. I mean, I guess it makes sense. We've got a bit of a gambling stream going on right now with my slots and dungeons. While you guys are duking it out over there. I can't keep up. I can't keep up, guys. Wait. Don't make it easy for Mr. Brown. Don't make it easy for him. Make sure that you spend all that. Wait, why am I being hit by stuff? Are one of these enemies like damaging me? Okay, one of these enemies are damaging me whenever I walk into the teleportation squares, which is lame. That really sucks. What a lame thing to do to me. Is it one of these? Let's see. On attack, add 1 whenever you collect. Ah, it was that one. It's these Space Invader guys. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Why is this not? But Mikolash? Virgil, I don't know what impression that is. I don't know what Mikolash is. Who's that? He didn't spin enough. You could just take from his other points and redeems in that case, if he hasn't. So it's a Bloodborne boss. Auger can't give the other 1k to Virgil. Oh, okay. He'll just have to spend more points later. He's currently for Pigeon. Yeah, then he's indebted. I guess he's owed 1,000. So I guess you can take off 1,000 of whatever his next redeems are in that case. And let's check. Mikolash Bloodborne. Oh, what's this link? D6. Is this Mikolash? Yeah, okay. You sent it here. How am I meant to do? Bro, wait! Wait, why is this not loading? Do you hear praise? This is so silly. Wait. Are the stars a wish? No. Wait, what did someone get the stars? Oh my gosh, they got stars. Yeah, the stars one means the next redemption is doubled. I need to still code in, but I haven't had enough time to. I need to code in that the Automaton bot replies to you with whatever you won, if you won anything, or it tells you if you lost. Because, I don't know, it looks like it's a little bit difficult to see depending on what site. Bro, slow down, I'm not a robot. Mr. Brown, it's only gonna get busier. It's only gonna get busier. Honestly, actually, I should have attached an ID to some of these as well. It was 2,000 points, next redemption is doubled. And that was it. Those were the ones, I don't know if you've added those. Also, this video isn't loading for me now for whatever. I remember the first time playing, I lost to him in the arena and I was searching for him for like 30 minutes. Why was he hiding? Why does YouTube do this? I click on the video, it loads it, it says it's loaded, but then the entire video freezes and then it tries to refresh. Like, am I doing something wrong? I'm just trying to use your website, YouTube. Okay, let's swap to maybe a different browser. Maybe it doesn't like Brave. Why is this in one ear? Okay. Nope, still does the same thing, even on Chrome. Okay, what if I use Firefox? Does it still lag on Firefox? Oh my goodness. Just load the video, YouTube. Nope, still lags on Firefox. I'm so confused. A 5070 doing this? Like, it renders the first 3 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna have to put your redeem on hold until YouTube decides to work for me, for whatever reason. The wizard is making a non-improvised, non-magic missile. Yeah, the missile knows where it is by first detecting where it isn't. This sucks. Why can't Twitch make me give out mana? I'm not sure. I am not sure whatsoever. No one can stop us now. Oh, sorry. I just tried to go back 2 seconds in the video and then YouTube broke again. I can't give 1k to Virgil and Pigeon now, then just indebt them. They're reversed out. We owe them 1,000 points for whatever it is they spent. You know what? If you guys would be so kind, roll again. Spin again. Use your points. And then maybe something will work out. Unfortunately, like, it does whenever you do one of the predictions or whenever you do one of the polls and so on. it doesn't allow you to use that to cash out. I don't have any left. I'm talking to Virgil and Pigeon, not you, Kaimon. I know you're poor. I've got something for you, Rondel. What's that? What's that? Did you get the first streaming money check? Your first streaming money check? I did, but that was like 2 months ago or something like that, actually. If you want, I can check my program. Trevor Phillips, GTA 5. Trevor Phillips, GTA 5 voice. And let's try check. Here we go. I've still got this Mikolash one. Okay. I'm gonna use a different front end for YouTube. This isn't working. YouTube doesn't want to work on Chrome, Brave, or Firefox for whatever reason. I don't get it. It's so bad. Slot machine. There we go. Now he spent it. Now we owe him nothing. He got a free one. Okay, now refund me. Here we go. And then we'll paste in the link. We'll do that. Here we go. Oh, wow. Look, isn't use Edge? I really don't want to use Edge, but you know, at this point, it's sure feeling like it. Here we go. Okay, I just used a different front end for it. Some say cousin. Can you hear my prayers? Okay, this has to be a YouTube issue. It's even lagging on the front end with loading, even though the player isn't. Okay. Can you hear my prayers? Why does Mikolas talk like this? I've never played Bloodborne, but does he have a reason? Mikolash, impression, and then I've got Trevor Phillips after. So I will be talking like this for the next 3 minutes as soon as I see everyone in Bloodborne speaks funny. They do. I've been asked to do it multiple times, and it's always weird whenever I'm requested to. During Rimworld, where is Rimbund? I don't know. Maybe he's decided to leave for his own good. Buy a PS4 to play Bloodborne from the next stream check. I don't think I will. I don't think I will buy a PS4 just to play Bloodborne. If only they'd port it to PC, then maybe, finally, I'd give it a chance, instead of having to pretend or LARP that I have. Wow, I can't believe enemies spawned right next to me as I tried to move. You can try an emulator too? I suppose I can try an emulator. What's this? Limited time bonus symbol chest? It gives oh. I don't know how the rank unlock works, but it's... What impression is this? Is it not on screen, or is it too hard to see because of my, as D6 puts it, Auger slop? It's Mikolash from Bloodborne. I don't know. I was stressing over slots, so I don't know who this is. Well, oh, okay, lol. Yes, it's Mikolash. I should get rid of these guys. Usually, when I play this game, I go for an int build, or buy that 4th-hand PS4 from eBay for like $20. Do I really? Do I really want to? I suppose I could, but that seems like a lot of effort to just play one game. Though I guess people call it very good for a reason. I could get this and finally play Bloodborne. I don't know, is it actually as fun as people say? Do people still consider it better than Elden Ring? Also, did you all see Elden Ring is supposedly going to get a new DLC or something was teased for it? Something came out on the recent X account teasing something new. Lose HP by half. Wow, that sucks. What a lame item. I can't believe it. You can use it as a cool paperweight. Wow, what a cool paperweight it is. True. People still play it to this day. I had no clue, but it makes sense. Another one. Another what? Oh, the voice is done. Doing it for the love of the game. Here we go. Get rid of that one. And then we have a Trevor impression. Let's see. Maybe I can get a couple of lines from GTA. Let's do like quotes. See if I can find that. There's an hour-long... Okay. An hour-long compilation of all of his voice lines? Crazy. Okay. This is probably going to be pretty difficult, actually. This is horrible. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try not to swear with this. He kinda... This is not gonna work. I can try. Trevor. He sounds a little bit angry all the time. And he kinda shouts. I'd rather read a book, bro, than waste my time here, bro. What are you talking about? What do you mean you'd rather waste your time? You think I'm wasting your time? I would never. I'm about to discuss all of Shinsekai Yori. I've actually got it open on the notepad on my second monitor. It's a joke about Stephen Auger. Oh, you see, I never played the campaign to GTA 5, so I've no clue. I only ever played online, and even then it was like back when it was severely unoptimized. So I have no context. He's the guy that plays Trevor? Oh, yeah, I did see his name pop up whenever I searched for him, but I didn't know that was him. That makes more sense now. Fair enough. He's a really? Is he actually mean in real life too? I thought that was kind of a... I thought he was playing a character, or do you mean that he's doing it as a bit? Is he mean too? Wow. Well, no, he's just dumb about his Trevor role. He's more of a hipster. I'll roll along with it, I suppose. Either way, I'm gonna wait until this impression is done. I hope this is what you asked for, Kisuke. I'm obviously not gonna swear. I'm not gonna swear whenever I'm doing his voice. He hates when people see him, they call him Trevor. I mean, that's kind of the problem about associating your real-life identity with your voice and, being represented in a video game. I don't know what you can do about that. Sounds like an issue. Instead of being happy for recognizing him as the character he played. Yeah, I mean, I can see how it can get annoying if you were recognized for it, but then again, I'm a VTuber, so I'm not actually recognized anywhere I walk. Oh, actually, I don't know if you guys saw my ex. I came across someone reposting one of my clips. And I thought it was pretty funny. It's Trevor! Actually, my name is Stephen Ogg, okay? Unfortunate. Someone was, reposting one of my clips, and honestly, I don't even care that they didn't give me credit or whatever. If anything, I'm just flattered that someone actually liked my content enough to want to take it. So, doesn't matter. Was Montenegro impression after? Guys, I guess it would be now. And 10 out of 10. Thank you, Kisuke. I don't know, it was like too too little swearing, I suppose, is like my improvement for it. But obviously, it sounds different when it's coming through my mic. Let's check Vas Montenegro Far Cry 3 quotes. I don't actually know if I can pull off his accent. He's got a really unique accent. The actors for Franklin and Michael pooped on him for that mentality about him and his character. Oh, I see. Is he named after a Balkan? Why is he named after a Balkan country anyway? Because he wants to be? Let's see. As soon as this loads. Okay. I guess YouTube is not complying again. I'm just gonna throw it into a new front end. Let's see. It's playing... Man, Vas is such a great character. He's such a great character. One of my absolute favorites. But his voice is so difficult to pull off. I don't have any strikes this week? Is that what you think? Because you're right. You don't have any strikes this week, Kaimana. But I am going to wait for Disco to show up before I can give him his strikes this week. Then I've actually got one for Pigeon. There's a strike for Pigeon this week, if he's sticking around for the Rimworld segment, to which I'll add it then. Okay, I'm beginning to think that maybe it's just my computer or something that's messing up YouTube at this point, because how is it possible that using 4 different web browsers and videos just don't load on YouTube? But then again, it's only the YouTube algorithm that's not loading. Are we going to get to talking about Shinsekai Yori at all, or are people are going to keep giving you impression requests? That's the difficult part. I have no clue. Michael Mando, I think, wants to play in another game. Does he know or have an idea of which one yet, or thus far? Oh my gosh, come on, YouTube. Can't... Please... Wait, I got an idea. Who's got an idea? I want to talk about Shinsekai? I do too. I've got this impression to do first, though. Let's see. Skip here. Please just load. Please just load. It's me, Goku. A Goku impression? Knock, knock. It's me, Goku. I do not... Okay. I do not know if I could do a Vas impression. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What do you say? He's just so well performed. I feel like I would be a bad copy of how good Vas is. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just listening to his voice again for the second time, and wow. Man, is he good. Man, is he good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. That one's way too good, D6. I don't think I can do his accent. Do you know the definition of insanity? And also, he also swears a whole bunch. You can do it like you're talking about your favorite anime? I'm not sure. Goku! Knock, knock, open up, it's me, Goku. Also, hello, Helios! Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Oh. Wait, Vas Montenegro? He actually replied. Wow. The voice actor replied on this video that I found of his quotes and everything. That was pretty good. Do you know the definition of insanity? I guess it would be kind of like this. He's got a bit of a light accent. Now that I think about it, have you ever seen Puss in Boots? Because now when I'm doing the voice, it sounds a little bit like Puss in Boots. But Vas, okay. If it sounds good, then I can do the accent, but I cannot promise you that it's going to be good. Spent is what I am. Why are you spent? What has got you spent, Helios? I don't know what Goku sounds like. That sounds funny. It's his voice. What am I meant to say? He speaks like this. Then again, now that I've said he sounds like Puss from Puss in Boots, it's kind of getting into my head. Who the voice actor for Vas? What is his name? Michael Mando. What other characters has he done? Visual Voices Guide. Oh, he's only done Voss? He's got such a recognizable voice. That's crazy. Nacho in Better Call Saul. Seriously. 7 hours of coding yesterday, and another 5 today. I didn't even manage to study because so much stuff came up with the programming project. What stuff came up? I don't know, wait, what? Oh! Wait, I got a new item. I met the person who was such a fan of Brokeback Mountain that she explained to me the whole story while running out of air. I didn't listen to her, like most good friends would. I told her to breathe. At least you were concerned with what she... with the fact that she was panting and nearly dying, instead of the fact that she was trying to tell you something. Apparently, my armor is massively down, and I don't know why. Yeah, he played Nacho? Yeah, I saw that one, but I don't know who Nacho is. Bugs when you fix the bugs, which increases and so on? Ah, okay. This reminds me of... Do you know the definition of insanity? That's basically what it is. But anyways, yes. Coding things and then seeing stuff disappear right in front of your eyes. Sucks. Read this in his voice. One time is funny. 2 times is annoying. No? Wait. How's Citra doing? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about that woman. I also don't know his intonation. I last played Far Cry 3 like a decade or 2 ago. So I've no clue. But then I've got Goku after this. I don't know how I'm going to do Goku. Goku's he yells a lot too. You think I can yell? You think I can yell the entire time? No. I don't want to disturb other people in my tower. I can't do that. Yes? No? I'm not going to. Why would I do that? Well, that's one redeem open. I hate this. Please stop. Well, you asked right in time. Damn you, rent your tower. I've got other apprentices in my tower. What can I say? I've got other apprentices in my tower. Goku though? Let's see. Goku EN quotes. Goku English VA quotes. Let's see. Can I find something? Character voice impression? No, I don't want to hear a voice impression. I want to hear, why can't we live there too? Because you're not here yet. Okay? I'm not going to do the Japanese Goku's VA. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to do that. But, oh well. Oh, actually, I can take this. Oh! In the center shop, everything is worth a certain amount of gold, and it's worth a certain amount of... Or it gives me a certain amount of, like, debuffs, too, while I'm at it. Oh, wait, no, that's permanent. Wait, that's actually rad. What? Wait, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's... that's actually awesome. You don't use gold in the shops anymore. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'll take everything. I'll take everything in that case. Can it just... YouTube, just load it. Okay. I'm gonna pull up a front end, and I'm gonna do this again. I just need to do the Goku impression, and then I'm gonna start, okay? I hope otherwise, Helios, you've had a nice weekend. We're going to start talking about Shinsekai Yori in a moment. As soon as YouTube decides that I'm not a bot and it wants to allow me to load videos, because I genuinely have no clue how this is even possible, that, like, no web browser is working with this. Well, I didn't have a weekend. I hope you have a weekend soon. I hope you have a weekend soon. You know what? As soon as one of these videos load, I'm going to begin now, I think, with Shinsekai Yori while some of these videos load in the background, and then as soon as that does, then I can pause and then I can do an impression, because YouTube doesn't want to load anything. I think it must be, like, marking my IP as suspicious. I wonder if I need to turn on a VPN, but then it's gonna kick me from stream if I do that. So, it's almost 10 p.m. now, and I'm gonna sleep in, like, 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, man. Try to get plenty of rest and whatnot. Sometimes whenever it comes to coding, you should just... You should always take a break from it, come back once you're mentally well. Don't keep chugging on any mentally taxing task if you feel like you're tired. Also, going to begin talking about Shinsekai Yori now. We last finished at episode 17, was it? Because we watched 6 episodes each time. Either that or it was episode 18. So I'm gonna start reading from episode 18, and then you'll just have to let me know otherwise. Nice. So not much time left. Didn't we finish? We did finish, but I'm just double checking. I'm just double checking because I wasn't sure. At least not exactly. You can nerd out about your favorite anime now? Yeah, while I'm waiting for any of these Goku videos to load. Again, YouTube is not loading any videos for me. I don't know why YouTube is not loading any videos for me. It's really quite frustrating. It's like it takes 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Goku's voice from like Dragon Ball Z to Super is way different. Open up, it's me. It's me, Goku. Okay. He kind of just sounds like the typical shonen protagonist, but like really chipper. I don't know if I can do it. I don't remember Goku talking. It's only the fights. For the most part, you just hear him scream for the most part, and not much else there. But I think I'll hold off on some of the voice accent or accent redeems. Your Goku sounds like Izuku. No, it doesn't. Izuku sounds like this. Kachan. Izuku sounds like this. He's like a meek anime character. But Goku sounds like he sounds like open up, it's me, Goku. He kind of does that, doesn't he? Tickles you. No, don't tickle me. Bad apprentice. Stop that. Okay, I'm gonna begin now. I'm gonna begin now. I promise. I can't keep stalling like this. It's like Izuku, but with more confidence. Yeah. I heard you were strong. True. Actually, now that I think about it, my Goku and my Sonic voice probably sounds really similar, but I don't know how to make a distinction between the two. It's Izuku with more confidence is wild, though. No, not true. So, we're gonna start with episode 18, and then after, as said, I'll continue with any one of the accent or voice redeems. Just remind me as soon as we're done with that. I could do it while we're playing Rimworld or something like that. I'm really angry! True, he is really angry. He's getting mad. So, episode 18. I'm just listing some Goku lines. Yeah, don't worry. I know that was what you were doing. I didn't think you were randomly saying this just because you could. Episode 18 starts with still the meeting and everything like that. Tomiko and the other council members begin to discuss the results and outcomes. They say that the death toll was at a rate of 10 to 1, meaning that the giant hornet's nest was completely obliterated. However, Kiromaru managed to escape, but one peculiarity was that the giant hornets had no weapons on them. Shisei visited the battlefield afterwards and noticed that the battlefield had been swept completely clean by the robber flies, as if by means to hide their attacks. On the night of the festival, the Crimson Flower, the festival, Saki spots a child monster, but Satoru has never seen a child play one of the monsters before. My message is being checked, apparently. Nah! Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll read that in a moment once I'm done with this. But Satoru says that he's never seen a child monster before in reference to how they look dressed up in each of their outfits / get-ups and whatnot. As there's a flashback to the meeting room, the Queer Rats have found the source of information, possibly a false Minoshiro, which is how they're able to know about these things. They possess Class 4 information, but Kaburagi says that they do not possess bombs or they would all be dead, nor did the battlefield show anything akin or like that. Mid-festival again, Saki hallucinates seeing Maria and chases after her, at least all the way throughout the battlefield, finding Mamoru, Maria, and Boy X. But Satoru stops her as soon as she tries to reach out. Flashback again to the conference. Kaburagi says that every giant hornet arrow on the battlefield was completely undamaged, therefore meaning that it cannot be bombs that was the cause or was the result of what had happened, as if implying that there is, or there was, a Cantus user to blame for what has happened. The only way that you can explain the undamaged arrows is the Cantus, in other words. However, there are no suspects who fled the village long ago, but their bones exist. However, Kaburagi also doubts this, as he believes that it's false evidence provided by Yakomaru. And, however, Tomiko says that they've examined the remains and that those were human bones. There are no inconsistencies found, which means that their dental records were checked, and those are the dead bodies of Maria and Mamoru. Therefore, it's certain that these are their remains. It is approved then by the committee that the robberfly colony will be completely wiped out, and it was suggested but shot down that the summer festival be postponed. Flash forward to the festival, they spot the child dressed as a monster and hear a fly. Satoru comments it's weird for a fly that it got through the holy barrier, but as they look back, the man who was greeting the child is now dead, and Satoru says that it must have been a queer rat. It's a last-ditch effort by the giant hornet colony to not be slaughtered. Suddenly, an explosion and arrows are launched into the skies as queer rats flood the streets as a part of an invasion. Satoru says that they must be trying to surround the main square to kill them all. At the main square, Kaburagi says that he will handle all of it. Then at the main square, inside the barrier, they release a poison as it goes upwind, which meant inhaling poison had he not blown it away, which then ends up back in the forest, killing the queer rats. Inside the barrier, there are some infiltrated queer rats who were disguised as humans who had gotten in via said disguise, who then attempt to suicide bomb and both kill the general and Kaburagi. At that point, one of the generals dies. He then releases a death feedback hallucination in order to try and kill whoever attacked him. He then also tries to blow up, and Kaburagi then prevents the explosion via containing it in one spot. Oh, we've heard this already? Yeah, I'll just do it as a little bit of a recap in that case. Fair enough. Once that happens, the first invasion sort of ends, but the rest of the invasion is to continue. I was initially going with Nya instead of Nah, but I've changed it because Goku is into Neko. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I would hope he's not a cat. I would hope not. Nope. Hopefully he isn't. And then, after the first invasion, Saki is to go investigate with a group around the village to find the other queer rats. Tomiko comments that Yakumaru will be subjected to a slow, protracted death for his actions. In a hallucination, Saki again sees Maria, and Maria comments that since they're both girls, they cannot have a child, right? Episode 19. Starting with Saki riding a boat in the middle of the night with Satoru and two other people. One of them is the group leader, quote-unquote, who has been helping out both Satoru and Saki with the dire situation that they're in, as well as, I think, a former nurse. That's not so super of you. Just saying. That is a Leon Kennedy type quote, isn't it? So, Saki asks Satoru why he's still anxious, and he replies, why would Yakumaru start a war that he has no chance of winning? He must think he can, or there must be some reason why he believes that he has the ability to win the war, even if he stands no chance, as they see it right now, at least. The spider wasps were involved, aka one of the queer rat colonies. The one that betrayed the giant hornets joined the robber flies, meaning that they too must have convinced, or been convinced, that Yakumaru has some way of winning the war. They continue to make their way to the hospital, but upon arriving, there's a giant hole in the entrance, or by the entrance. One of the men mentions that he can't smell any gunpowder, but another, fearless or stupid guy, makes his way through the front entrance. Knowing that they'll be attacked upon leaving the boat, they tell Kuramochi, one of the guys who was on the boat, to go inside the hospital and launch a sneak attack on the queer rats by setting the field on fire and blowing them up with their kantai. Hello, Silent Scythe! Welcome! How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you've had a wonderful weekend thus far. Knowing that they'll be attacked upon leaving the boats, they tell them to go sneak attack, as said. After the successful sneak attack, they set alight or set fire to the entire farm, or at least all of the rice fields and whatnot around them, the grass, killing all the queer rats and blowing them up with their mines, basically. They begin to enter the hospital too, until Satoru stops them, telling them it might be a trap inside the building. Then the girl, which is one of the extras or the nurse in the group, joins and tells the group leader to stay behind. In the hospital, they float torches in front of them to deceive the queer rats there, and as they do, arrows are launched and they are able to kill the queer rats that were hiding and lying in wait. They venture through the corridors to the second floor, and they find people drugged up and hung up in bandages. Saki asks why they were kept alive, or at least ponders it. And let's see. kept alive. Why were they bandaged, and why were they captured alive for some purpose? Why were they also blindfolded? Before they can discuss this, however, Saki visions come, and the doctor, Ochi-san, wakes up and tells them to run. She is coming. The other patients wake up too. One escapes, and the doctor tells them all to be quiet because she is going to come back. They use Aitsu here, which is not gender specific, but the subtitles happen to translate it as her for whatever reason. Satoru asks who she is, but he says, the doctor in this case, says that she has killed everyone with no discrimination. Everyone, child, adult, everyone in the hospital has been killed. When asked, why didn't you fight back, he replies with, how could I? There was nothing that I could do, implying that there was a human responsible for this. As one of the people escapes, they're consumed by a tornado of fire, and the person trying to help gets ripped apart by Cantus. As they escape the hospital, the doctor says to leave him alone. He's going to escape on his own. As they try to leave, they hear a woman screams as she draws closer. Hiding behind the door, they stay quiet, but she spots the doctor and turns him into a pulp with her Cantus. One of the rescued nurses clings to the hospital walls, saying that she can't leave, she can't leave, she can't leave. But Satoru says that they have to leave now, and that they should abandon her or die instead. The woman they brought along, aka one of the extras, says instead that they should leave without her, and as Saki and Satoru leave on a boat, he says they now realize that why the giant hornets lost, and why Yakumaru thought that he could win. It's because they've got a Cantus user on their side. As he's explaining, he says a boat is following them, and she is on it. Again, a reference to the fiend. I'm not a sheep. Humble King. The moments I saw the kid I knew. I mean, until you saw her hair. Yeah, sure. Then I would have imagined so. That was confusing. Sometimes they said she and sometimes said him. Yeah, it's because Aitsu doesn't really have a direct translation. It should more or less be like that kid in English rather than trying to use either or. They shouldn't have been saying him or her or whatever. They should just say that kid, because they don't know the gender, but they use both of the pronouns or both pronoun types, like she or him, in order to reference or refer to the guy or to the fiend. My head hurts, dearest Rondel. I ask you to forgive me. I have endured more than enough. I'm gonna go and rest. My head is blasting currently. No worries, Kisuke. I hope you feel better soon. I really do. Try to get plenty of rest. If you feel like it's a migraine or you feel like it's cluster headaches, look into a little bit of green light therapy. There's a study doing it saying that it helps out, but make sure you drink tea. Make sure you get plenty of rest. I hope you feel better soon. No worries. I'll see you tomorrow then with a little bit of Yakuza if you tune in that case. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And yeah, what did you guys think about that part? What did you guys think about that part? Honestly, I really, really love Shinsekai Yori for how it builds up suspense and everything. I know that I write this down as a little bit of a notes later, but I think that episode is just so well done. It's so well done because rather than trying to scare you with jump scares or however else they decide, it's like usually they just throw the monster in your face and they call it a day. But here, it's just building up the tension of she's coming, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming, and she's going to kill us all. So I really, really like how they build up tension. And I know Kaimana is saying, oh, I knew who she was when I first heard of her. But Kaimana, I know that's not the case because you were telling me what your theories were about who it was whenever we were watching the episodes, and you kept saying, oh, it's gotta be Maria. It's gotta be someone else like this. Only after and on the same episode that they reveal who it is, did you actually get it right. So, I'm not sure, Kaimana. I'm not sure. Either way, we're now on to episode 20. But, yeah, feel free to stop me if you feel like there's one part. I still did it before it was revealed. On the same episode, though? After all those hints, I don't know, Kaimana. I don't know. That's quite a bit. You had quite a bit of time. On episode 20, As they lay down in the boat wondering what's about to go on while being pursued by them, aka the Fiend, Saki and Satoru drift along with the river while they lay down as to not be spotted. Saki regrets leaving the two women at the hospital behind, saying that she's left them to die and now she cannot save them. Which, boo-hoo, womp womp, too bad, and wonders why she's so clueless about the situation and how she could let this happen. She says she hates the Board of Education, the tainted cats, the experiments, but now realizes exactly why they were all so afraid. However, she doesn't forgive them for killing off people, nor testing experiments on them, aka killing Maria, killing Mamoru, killing off Shun, and removing their memories of them, saying that it's unfortunate and she's saddened by the fact that she doesn't remember who Boy X is because they've removed all semblance of memories about him. Satoru reminisces and says that he feels the same, that he can't get over his love for him either, or his thoughts. Then they think of a diversion in that moment. They decide to make a mirror to cover the path and a mirror to hide them getting off the boat so that they can abandon it and use it as a decoy. It, the Fiend, chases the boat and sets it alight, meaning that their decoy worked, and it turns back to where it came from, but not before stopping to scan the area. As they walk back through the forest, Saki begins to hallucinate again, seeing Maria as if she were 26 too. They find a house and stay in it for the night. Let's see. You should pay Brown, bro. Maybe an Auger slop game every 3 months. You say that, but I've actually sent him a couple of games already. But you shouldn't worry about me paying my mods. You shouldn't worry about that. I've already sent Mr. Brown a couple of games. At first, I thought it was Maria herself, and to be honest, I was like, I knew nothing. The bones being evidence was nonsense. But nope. Yeah, there are a lot of cool allusions to how some of these mysteries play out, and a lot of foreshadowing that you can use to follow along with the show. Again, I've said it like every single episode or every single time that we've had one of the weekly Animanga Club stuff. But it is kind of surprising how many things you can pick up on, like, all the way throughout. I'm grateful of them. No worries, Mr. Brown. I'm grateful for you to be spending this much time taking care of all of Kaimana's messages and sorting out all of the moderation while I am my single-brain streamer self. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Everyone, thank Mr. Brown. Thank Mr. Brown. Anyways, it chases the boat, meaning that their decoy work. As they walk back through the forest, Saki begins to hallucinate again, seeing Maria, she was 26, blah, blah, blah. In the morning, they fight. The fighting is yet to subside, and Satoru says that they should go find the others first. They float down the river again, but as they do, they notice one of the wheels to the wagon they were using as a makeshift boat was completely knocked off. Underneath them, a giant fish under the water has hit it. It let out ink, covering the river in a black mist, being unable to see or make out what's there. Picking it up out of the water with his cantus, Satoru spots that it's a mutant. It's a giant mosquito that can create or cause ink. However, what created the explosion is now answered. It's not actually ink, but a kind of gunpowder as it begins to release and expel it into the air. The mutant blows up, lighting the gunpowder, with Satoru still holding onto it, and Satoru and Saki are launched wildly into the air. In the midst of this, Saki hallucinates again that the of the explosion of Windpine, now called Witherwood, and Boy X. Saki recalls and attributes it to a similar case of Blowdogs, that the queer rats must have used these mutants to their advantage. They've taken the ones that work essentially as suicide bombers, and she says that because of their kantai, they've become blinded by their pride to the mutations and the malformities of some of these mutants. Let's see. You'd be useless without me. What? What do you mean Mr. Brown would be useless without you? Without Kaimana causing problems, you have no purpose? That's not true. He's managing the slot machine as well. Come on, guys. Don't be so mean to Mr. Brown. He's doing a good job, and he's doing his best, okay? Jeez. Please, buddy. Please, apprentices. Be nicer to him. Where did I leave off? Yeah, they said they've been blinded by pride. But before she can finish the thought, the fiend attacks her again and she goes on the run. However, turns out it's not the fiend, but it was a boy throwing rocks at her from a distance and couldn't see who she was. So he assumed that it was a queer rat and began just lobbing rocks. He apologizes and says that Shisei Kabadagi protected him and his parents, saving the village that he was a part of. A flash forward to that night, Saki explains to the queer rats, or explains that the queer rats had all planned this. They had started a guerrilla war because they knew that humans would have no need to learn strategy due to their faith in their kantai, and thus they were wiped out. They employed tactics of disguising as humans, denying people sleep by constant attacks, cutting off their supplies, and unleashing monsters into the water canals of villages, known as the gunpowder bug specifically. Saki then questions if maybe this was all a part of Yakumaru's plans to cut off the water supply and destroy all of the canals, burning down the villages in the process with the absolute lack of water since they couldn't set or quell the fire. One of the women that had been scorched by the fire then says to wait at Sage Academy, saying that Tomiko is there waiting for Saki. As Saki asks her, Tomiko says there's been nothing that they can do, but Saki questions why. Why is there nothing that they can do? Tomiko explains they were all lucky. There's nothing they can do now, and as she finishes, they say the fiend has been spotted on the horizon. Saki should go to the Temple of Purity, to the Security Council, because her time is already limited. Tomiko says that she'll stay behind, not to worry about her, but Saki resists and then relents, eventually leaving Hope Academy and Tomiko behind. Dang, be nicer to me. Joker D's? No, don't Joker D's, don't Joker D's. What did you guys think of that episode? I really enjoyed it. I do think it was a little bit odd, though, that the one kid was just so willing to begin lobbing rocks at someone human-shaped. Like, to be fair at him, I feel like that might have been a good idea at the same time as a really bad idea, because, you know, he could have gotten lucky enough and actually killed the fiend, but surprisingly, no, it just happened to instead be, happened to be Saki, which is like, oh, well, unfortunate that the first person you decided to lob rocks at was actually Saki, you know? Otherwise, I really like this episode. It's a good follow-up to the rest of the show, mostly because I loved every episode after that politics one. It was really intriguing, and I would have finished it in a day if I had time. I think the politics one is really important to setting up everything, though. That's the thing, right? Like, even though you might not have liked the politics episode, there's a good reason why it exists, and it's mostly because it's setting up the whole invasion arc. They needed one episode to describe everything that was going to happen or had happened, and to try and give the accounts of everyone in the colonies, trying to recount, like, oh, okay, we need to be worried about Yakumaru because he's done this, we need to be worried about Kiromaru because of this, and then it's like, oh no, don't believe his lies, or whatever, like it's Memento or something. So I think it's really important that that episode exists in the first place. So even though I get it, I don't usually like politics episodes, I do still think that it's important this one was around, you know, to allow us to have some context of what everyone else was thinking at the time, you know? So I get you, but no, you're objectively wrong here, Kaimana. Also, is it just me? Is it just me? Did everyone dislike it? By the way, there's only 6 votes. Anyone here who still hasn't voted but wants to? I don't think I voted. I thought that I might be a tiebreaker, but I don't think I'm going to vote. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet if I even need to, because I think there's a clear winner, and I don't really mind whichever one that we end up watching. But, yeah. What did we think about the episodes thus far? I feel like as the series progresses, I like Saki more and more. I kind of don't want to watch AOT anymore. Can I take it back? No. You can't take it back after you've submitted it, because maybe other people want to watch it, Kaimana. No takesy backsies. This is why I give you an entire week to make a decision. If you feel like you don't like the decision that you came up with, you had the whole week to resubmit or whatever. Okay, then I'm deciding the tiebreaker. If there are no more votes, I'll use my vote to avoid Attack on Titan. Fair enough. Why did you even suggest it then? I guess she's indecisive. She's indecisive, and I don't know. Maybe she just didn't want to after a certain while. Okay, no, I do not like that one. We can do... Oh, I think it's just a random enemy. Kaimana, can you change your vote still? I guess she can still change her vote, but she's never going to vote for her own, so it doesn't matter in that case. But let me continue then. On episode 21, the beginning starts with Shisei appearing, telling everyone to please stay calm, leave it all to me. He explains that they've used these tactics to thwart and drive people insane, then declares death to all the queer rats. Oh, sorry, I need to drink tea. Okay, here we go. Suddenly, once flying and now landing, the earth crashes beneath his feet and it begins to rain. A giant pitfall made for him opens up underneath his feet, but Shisei levitates all the other humans from falling and stops all bullets and arrows from reaching him. Wiping out wave after wave, suddenly the Fiend appears yet again in the distance. The Fiend and Shisei make eye contact, and the Fiend incinerates everyone she walks past. Screaming, she rips out the earth and tries to crush Shisei in an earth coffin using her Cantus with a smile on her face. Saki stares on in shock, murmuring Maria before Satoru calls out to her, as now she's taken note of the Fiend's hair color. Satoru explains that she will figure out soon that Shisei can't attack back. The Fiend in this case, because death feedback and subconscious Cantus leakage will end up killing him. In the next moment, the Fiend grabs him with her Cantus and twists all of Shisei's limbs, killing him instantly, as he has basically hit every limb. I mean, not just his arms and legs, but also his head. Everything twists and contorts wildly. In the next moment, the Fiend grabs, with her Cantus. Satoru and Saki flee while the Fiend is unleashed on the rest of the village, leaving us to wonder what happened to all of them, save for all the screaming in the distance. As they travel through the tunnels, they find a queer rat and ask him why they want to rebel so badly. The queer rat replies, "There's no need to deceive you." Satoru explains that Yakumaru doesn't value his life at all, nor does he value the lives of any other queer rat. The queer rat replies, "The lives of individuals are meaningless to the greater cause. We ought to be treated as your equal humans. You've robbed us of all of our dignity and treat us like animals. The way we restore our pride is to wipe you from the face of the earth." Satoru reviles at this, saying one of them will slaughter them all. Confidently, the queer rat replies, "We have Squealer, and we have the Messiah that the heavens have sent us." "The Fiend," Satoru replies. "The Fiend? You are all the Fiend. She is the Messiah." As he lunges to his death, or lunges rather, at Satoru and Saki, which they retaliate and kill him immediately. So, yeah, a whole lot going on at this point. A whole lot of murder. And this was all a ploy by him, obviously, to get killed so that they wouldn't get any more information out of him. Then there's an announcement over the speakers that it's a Clogius Type 1 or 2 Fiend. Honestly, I still don't entirely remember what a Clogius Type 1 or 2 Fiend is, but it means that it suffers from no repercussions when it attacks people and enjoys it. I just don't know the difference between Type 1 and Type 2, but they do define that a Clogius Fiend enjoys murder. So as Saki and Satoru walk away, the warning announcements begin to play, and the curfew music is set to repeat again as they walk off into the distance. They make it to the Temple of Purity, and they meet with the elders. The elder says that he hopes Tomiko is well, but Saki's expression falls and tells him that she's already dead. As they are led to the inner chamber, Saki asks if her parents are here. A priest says that they were, but they've returned to the village to release all of the tainted cats. Her parents said they would sacrifice themselves to slow down and hopefully stop the Fiend. Saki finally reaches Inui's room, and they discuss the outcomes of the war back when Kidomaru and Yakumaru had fought. He began to wander around for 4 days until they found traces of a night camp of the initial battle that they had had. At that moment, screams came from the forest and the Fiend had appeared. However, because Inui was trapped in the forest on top of one of the trees, he was stuck there before he could report any news, remaining in the trees and hiding until he could finally leave. However, as he got back, not a single soul was found, as all of the places that he had visited had already been slaughtered, or all the people there had been slaughtered already. Everyone had left or had died due to said Fiend. However, once he visited the hospital, he also saw that the nursery had no blood and no stains of combat caused by like explosions, etc., and that all of the babies were gone. The queer rats had abducted all of the children. Yakumado's true goal was always to steal all of the kids, not to kill the humans. Not at least specifically. Then, after 10 years, the whole motivation behind stealing the kids, even if he had lost now, Yakumado would still use the children he had captured and raise them into becoming more fiends to try and conquer the entirety of Japan. I think this is a really grim episode. It's by far one of my favorites, not only because it's like how grim it decides to portray itself, but like, I'm not sure how you all felt about this, but the fact or the lengths of, or by which Yakumoto was willing to go through just to try and, like, ruin or stop humans is insane. Like, all of that. He was willing to abduct kids, he was willing to basically ruin everything for everyone. It was messed up? Yeah, exactly. No, it was genuinely insane. Oh, okay. This is pretty bad. I think I might lose here. Yep. There we go. It was really scary how the queer rats could be this smart and cruel until I watched the last episode. Yeah. But I mean, it goes to show that they are willing to do basically anything and everything in order to win. They know that for so long as they try, or for so long as they have at least a winning shot, Squealer had convinced the other queer rats that they can win. And they were hard banking on trying to get this fiend to kill all humans, and also to try and, like, ruin the lives of basically everyone else. They wanted their pride back, as that one said. So, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's, like, really terrifying how he was willing to do it. And, of course, there's the flashback, too, to when Squealer was having the monologue about, oh, a losing colony is always going to be treated as slaves to the winning one, which means that they will never ever see freedom for so long as they live, because they always steal the babies and turn them into slaves for the rest of their lives. It makes more sense now, I guess, after seeing the ending. It does make more sense, but at the same time, it's also really cruel and really despicable how or what Squealer is willing to do to get what he wants. But I think it's like a motivation of his character. He knew that in the end, even if everything he did now was cruel, that eventually, it would all be justified. At least to him. It would all be justified to him. So he doesn't see it as like a bad thing. At least not for the future of queer rat kind. So, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. It's very, very evil, all the things that he did. He was right, but it was evil. Yep, basically. As unfortunate as it is. Then we get to episode 22. Inoue flashes back to the nursery scene. Having encountered the fiend, he shouted "It hurts" in queer rat language as he ran away, convincing the fiend enough that he was too a queer rat. However, he collapsed, and as he woke, a queer rat had actually taken care of him. It was Kidomaru. Kidomaru had rescued him, but now Inoue was unable to use his cantus due to some of his injuries, and at that point of time, having been extremely worn out, because again, he's been awake for like 4 days straight, hiding in the trees from all of the queer rats. Interrupted by someone knocking on the door, Saki's parents had supposedly left a gift for her, a letter. It reads that they understand the fiend has descended and that they will do their best to stop it. However, there's something that Saki must do, and this falls under class 4 knowledge, aka a catastrophe level class, and the letter must be burned once she's done reading it. She recounts a weapon of mass destruction left behind by previous civilizations. Most of them now are rendered useless, however, there exists one that they know of. It was designed by people without Cantus to eliminate those with it, called the Psycho Buster. The Psycho Buster does not feel like killing people, and so it can avoid death feedback or the symptoms of hypnosis that allow them to feel some kind of retaliation whenever they use their Cantus on the person. It's inside a box, and inside the box is a Minoshiro that will lead them to it. Hello, Mississippi Gonzo Redcorn. How are you doing? Hope you've had a wonderful weekend thus far. We're still discussing a little bit the Animanga Club. I've got my game like running on in the background and I'm playing it at the same time. But yeah, I'm discussing Shinsekai Yori as we go through it. I hurt my knee again. Please make sure that you get plenty of rest. Make sure you stretch it, but that you don't overexert your knee in that case. I've had a couple of knee injuries from squatting really heavy weights, and man, it sucks. So, The Psycho Buster doesn't feel like killing people, and we later found... Hello, Solstix! How are you doing? Hope you're feeling well. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend thus far, or continue to for the last part of it. Hopefully I'm the good topper to the end of the weekend. How are you doing? After reading this letter, Saki wishes to meet Kiromaru, but he's being held captive and is trapped underground. Kiromaru, once they meet up with him, explains that they were powerless to the fiend. It's destroyed everything. Kiromaru survived by being allowed to flee by his army, having escaped the fiend and diving into a ditch and playing dead. They ask how to defeat the fiend and says that their kind would have used guns, poison, or traps. Satoru explains that they're going to travel to Tokyo for the Psycho Buster, but Saki says there's enough contamination there to poison them. However, Kiromaru says that he's been to Tokyo before. It's a lie. There is no contamination in Tokyo. It was taught to them to prevent them from going in the first place. But the last time he was there, 1/3 of all of his men across the colonies had died trying to fight things there. Flash forward to a submarine. They escape through the canals in order to go towards Tokyo. However, while they're doing so, they spot the fiend. They rush as fast as possible with the submarine into the ocean, hoping to escape completely. As they approach, the land is covered in ice. Kiromaru explains that they shouldn't go to land yet because during the night there are monsters, or mutated animals, that ate most of his army. These, we learn, are some of the ragworms that swim through the water. As they board land, what is left is desert and rubble. Using sunlight, they charge the Minoshiro and set out. However, as soon as they think they've got a little bit of rest, a falcon spots them. Kiromaru explains there's nowhere to hide on the surface, but the tunnels beneath may house many monsters. Even still, perhaps it's the best place to escape to with the fiend and find the Psycho Buster. During the trip, the Psycho Buster is described as a bacterial bioweapon that wipes out Cantus users. It forms spores that lay dormant and kills people from the insides. So technically, it qualifies as a mushroom, which is what dampens or dulls the effects of death feedback because it's considered spores. Because, for whatever reason, I guess, bioweapons don't make people think that they're killing someone. They just think, oh, the bacteria or the spores or the disease, etc. is killing them instead. During the journey, Saki asks Kiromaru why they didn't try to establish a colony in Tokyo. Kiromaru says that there are simply too many undesirable occupants, aka monsters, that happen to live there. Kiromaru, however, interrupts his thoughts, saying that he can smell their pursuers. There are 7 in total: the Fiend, Yakumaru, and 5 Quirats. He says their position and composition is already revealed, as their scent, especially humans, makes it very easy to discern. Then Saki ponders how did they turn the child, Maria Mamoru's daughter, into a fiend. She questions if it's really a fiend at this point, but Satoru rebukes it, saying that of course it's a fiend, but Saki replies that maybe it's not the case. During the conversation, however, Satoru is bitten by a giant leech slug, and they continue through the tunnels, which is where episode 22 ends. I really like episode 22. Again, it's one of those chase sequences that you do kind of see, but it's more the anticipation of, like, they're probably going to die. You know they're going to die if they're found, and there are so many instances that they could be found, and honestly, I think once we get to the next episode, while I begin to talk about it, you'll see more of what I mean, because oh my gosh, I love episode 23 and 24, not only because of, like, the things that it does, but because throughout this entire anime, I don't think... Maybe you guys haven't realized this as much, but this is one of my pet peeves that happens in so many anime or happens in so many stories, even ones that I read, even in manga, even in whatever else. I think Shinsekai Yori has a really cool way, or at least focuses so much on some of the story parts that I don't mind it whatsoever. Me too, it was so good, I didn't want it to end. The only thing that I would say I wanted it to end for was because I didn't want anyone to die, you know? Like, one of the main things that worries me about Shinsekai Yori is, like, you don't really know when someone's going to die in the show. Because you're so used to having all of these people, and very seldom, actually, do you have people die in, like, anime and whatnot. I feel like Akame ga Kill was one of the few that actually had characters die quite often. But at least with Shinsekai Yori, it's very seldom that you see people, like, main characters, just be wiped out one after the other. Yeah, it was also fast the way that they die. Yeah. Like, they aren't given time to reflect on people's deaths. They just think like, oh, okay, they're probably gonna die, but you know what, it'll be okay, because eventually we'll meet them again someday. Nope, just insta-killed. In a single second, one of the characters is already dead and gone. They do not that they don't care per se, they still do like, the characters still do show remorse and like mourn some of the characters having died and whatnot, but Shinsekai Yori is very intentional with how it's like, oh, you expected us to give you time to grieve and everything? No. Someone's just gonna die in the next, like, 2 seconds, and that's gonna be it. You're not gonna see them again, because they're dead. There's nothing left to it. On episode 23, every character I find sus dies. Yeah, exactly. I think you sent me a message saying, like, you found Inui sus as well. But I'm like, why would you find Inui sus? He spent 4 days hiding out in a tree, trying to bring back or relay information to the main guys. So he's not like a spy or anything like that. But you were like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Maybe he lied? I don't know. He was in a group of 4 and everyone died, so it's not like he could cause the death of them or anything. But also, why would he come back if he was the person that lied and everything? And also, you know, go on the expedition with Saki and Satoru. On episode 23, however, Satoru asks how it's possible that these things evolved to kill or to become so violent, but Saki says that it's because of their Cantus leakage that they transformed. It must be some result of violence that they had bottled up, and their Cantus has thusly reflected that. That, be it because of fiends, be it because of karma demons, be it because of general Cantus leakage, all of these monsters have evolved to kill in somewhat human ways. I don't know if you all noticed this, but as we progress throughout the series, some of the monsters that we end up seeing, their transformations very clearly don't feel animalistic. And what I mean by this is when you look at the blow dogs, the fact that they blow up into shrapnel reflecting like shuriken is odd, isn't it? As well as, why did the mosquitoes begin to expel gunpowder instead of something else flammable? Or why specifically was it gunpowder that humans happen to both know of and happen to have had in their history books? You know, there are a couple of questions like this where it's like, oh, I see. It's beginning to make more sense. It's beginning to make way more sense. So, at least I really thought it was interesting how they've decided to make the evolution or the Cantus leakage towards mutants / monsters more recognizable, that it's caused by human nature instead. So I like that a little bit. But Saki relents on her rambling, or finally realizes she's been rambling and wonders, it wasn't my Cantus that leaked, so who was it that could have caused this? As they walk through the tunnels and encounter more monsters, suddenly a shadow chases after them. They use a light to ward it off, and it only relents for a little bit before beginning to chase them again. Kidomaru explains that they can outrun it since it's slow, but nothing escapes this shadow monster's hold. It's a carnivorous species of mites that lets out neurotoxins that kill their prey and eats the soft tissue of those it catches, leaving behind skin and bones only. As they escape, Kidomaru explains that the ringing they hear is signals by the other Queerat squads, some of them on the surface and other of those in the tunnels who are looking for them, but they don't know where they are just yet. It's then when they encounter a river, and Kidomaru says that they have to travel upstream. Going above ground would lead them to being ambushed, and going back in the tunnels means encountering the fiend again. They must split into 2 groups, one to fetch the submarine and one to divert the pursuers. The submarine is the safest bet with what little materials they have, so Saki and Inui go together while Satoru and Kidomaru act as a diversion to make sure that Yakomaru doesn't find them. However, upon reaching the surface and finding the submarine, they realize that it's already nighttime, meaning that the shores are dangerous. And now, this is where I make the note, but I say, throughout Shinsekai Yori, I'm not sure if you all have noticed, but they very, very seldom change the perspective of which character you're following. I know that this might be a bit of a controversial, like, reading or storytelling position, but I have to admit, I hate it. I hate it when stories swap shift, or when stories swap characters that they're following. I'm sorry, but like, I'm trying to focus on a given character. I'm trying to focus on the story. I'm trying to focus on a particular character. I want to feel tension. And whenever they swap between characters, my gosh, it sucks. It's so lame to swap between multiple characters and just say something like, oh yeah, by the way, this is what this character is doing now. You think I care? No, I don't care. I don't care what's going on with this character, and why would you tell me what's going on with this character? Namely because what Shinsekai Yori does is they don't tell you what's going on with some of the other characters. They also don't say, oh, this character's doing this, oh, this character's doing this, and they don't try to, like, give you the answers for all of these things. What they do instead is they say something like, oh, I really hope that Satoru and Inui make it, or sorry, Satoru and Kiromaru happen to make it and manage to divert Yakomaru. But nowhere do they swap perspectives so you can actually see what's happening. And this, I think, is really good because it actually gives you tension. Now, why do I say this is a little bit of a pet peeve? Well, it's because most shows don't let you do this. They don't do this whatsoever. Instead, they're just like, oh, you want to see what these guys are doing? No, I don't want to see what they're doing because that ruins the tension. I don't want to know what they're doing. It sucks. I really, really hate it. I love that it was always from Saki's point of view. When other shows shift point of view to an important event, it just makes me annoyed. Yeah, because it just takes you out of it. Like, I feel it's very typical for me to say, but like, if you've ever watched Dragon Ball, for instance, you know that they swap character POVs like 75 times. They do it so many times. It's so annoying. I want to watch Goku. I do not care about anyone else. I don't want to care about anyone else. I want to see what Goku's doing, and you don't have to show me anything else. I think it's really lame that they keep swapping between characters. So whenever Shinsekai Yori doesn't swap between so many different characters, and it's just like, you know what? Go ahead. You can absolutely do that if you want to. Just focus on Saki all the way through, and don't have to bother with anyone else. It keeps the tension. It keeps the tension because you both know that maybe they're going to get through it, but you aren't sure. And not being sure is exactly why I like it. Not being sure is exactly why I enjoy it, because I don't want to know if they're going to make it. I don't want to know for sure if what they're doing is correct or not, or what's happening to other characters, because I don't know. Like, in that situation, if I were following Saki's POV, I wouldn't know if they're doing fine or not, you know? So, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And it does it way better. I think the fact that it does it in the first place is really good. But, yes, anyways. However, as they board the submarine, Inui falls off after a giant water centipede begins to attack, aka one of the ragworms. Nonetheless, he manages to climb on top of a rock and kill it before it manages to sink the submarine. Now on board of the submarine, Saki begins to have visions about Boy X again. He says he's always with her, living in her hearts, and it's the Cantus that echoes their thoughts into the world, and their souls are their voices. So, he explains that his soul has echoed to hers, and eventually she will remember him. But someone has made a barrier that prevents her from remembering, which is the hypnosis that she has undergone in order to forget all of her memories of him. He says that it's no fiend that she's dealing with, but Saki doesn't quite understand what he's meaning by this. Inui suggests that they go to the surface, but the cave they appear in almost seems man-made. Glowworms dot the ceiling like stars, and Saki recalls Boy X's words again, remembering that it was him who showed the night sky to her. As they approach the rendezvous point, Satoru and Kiromaru are no longer there, and so they decide to continue their mission as they can't keep waiting for them. As they approach upstream, the wall blocks them off, and the Minoshiro explains that they're less than 100 meters away from the Psycho Buster. As they walk underwater, another centipede attacks, taking Inui with it and killing him instantly. Saki loses her breath and climbs to the shore, taking the Minoshiro alone as she breaks down. Now the sole survivor of her group. Entering the offices of an underground dilapidated building, Saki follows its instructions, the Minoshiro's in this case, and finds the Psycho Buster, a vial full of white powder and covered in dust. Saki escapes to the surface again, running past the rocks and having visions of Shun again. She runs towards a rock, and she finds him there, Shun, sitting on a rock. However, try as she might to approach him, he keeps running away, and she begs him, why? Why do you keep running? I'll continue on to episode 24. As Saki sees Shun, she remembers his name and face finally, but after asking why he's there, Kidomaru answers it was an illusion of her imagination. Kidomaru asks where Inui is, and Saki replies asking where Satoru is, who's currently injured. And Saki then says Inui is dead and the ragworm has killed him. Satoru says they'll take turns holding the Psycho Buster, and they get into a little bit of a spat about it. Then, dressing himself in guano, aka Bat Dookie, Kidomaru says he's the last or the least suspected of the now 3 group. From there, they devise a plan to stick to the tunnels and ambush them, staying within the region of the main tunnel. Leaving them to their devices, Kidomaru sprints off into the tunnels, so now Saki and Satoru travel alone. Saki questions whether they're killing a human being for wanting to kill the fiend, and Satoru says that she can't think something like that they're just throwing the vial in her path, and what happens to her after is not their fault. Then, she questions whether or not she's actually a fiend, that she can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong about this. She says that they should give Maria and Mamoru's child, they should give a second chance to Maria and Mamoru's child, but Satoru says to cut that out. She's making things more difficult than it needs to be. A flashback, Kidomaru is questioning Saki and Satoru if they're resolved to kill the fiend, and questions why they feel this way when they've come this far, risking their lives and so many people for this. Saki and Satoru begin to question themselves if they should kill the fiend, and Kidomaru responds by saying that he wishes not to force them, and that he's merely a worm to be crushed under their wrath should he inflict their iron. However, he believes that everyone will have died in vain if they choose not to kill the fiend now. Flash forward now, they're luring out the fiend, and after killing some of the queer rats, they run into the tunnels, thinking that they've lured it far enough. But the voice in Saki's head, which is Shun's, tells her that they're being trapped. Then, after the tunnel collapsed by Kidomaru, they question his loyalty. But after escaping, they're chased again by the fiend. Another flashback, Saki says that the fiend might think that she's a queer rat still. And the reason why she can kill humans is because she doesn't realize that she's human at all. After seeing her own face, she might question why her enemies look so similar to her. Flash forward again, as they're in the tunnel and running away, they begin to fight the fiend. Satoru prepares an illusion of a mirror, forcing the fiend to see her reflection. The fiend then screams in anger, but realizing that they're backed into a corner and out of options, Satoru throws the Psycho Buster at the fiend. Saki then screams at Satoru to stop. Saki says, if I lose Satoru as well, I'm going to be all alone, and the only person who will be alive from Group 1 is me. Is this truly the will of the gods? Setting the spores on fire, Saki pulls Satoru out of the way of the Psycho Buster spores, and they run for it. The fire of the spores being set alight burns the fiend's face and injures her in the process. Kidomaru... Did you lose? Oh yeah, she lost. Kaimana lost the slot machine. Yeah. Kidomaru then jumps out of a corner, pulling out the both of them and running away. However, they find themselves trapped again as gunshots ring from the exit and the tunnel that they were in. He says Yakumaru has them surrounded, but that they have one last resort, collapsing the whole cave and trapping them all in. Yakumaru then interrupts, saying he only wants to negotiate, that humans and queer rats are of similar intelligence despite being of different races. Kidomaru says not to answer, he's using that as a ploy to locate them because the rain has washed away their smell and only now can they rely solely on their hearing. Saki apologizes to Satoru, but Satoru says that he doesn't mind the fact that she incinerated the spores, and Kidomaru says that Saki is too fond of giving up so early. Saki then asks why Kidomaru came here to Tokyo in the past, and he replies by saying that they were searching for weapons of mass destruction to eventually overthrow and kill humanity. Satoru says that humans and him are sworn allies, so why would he even try that? Kidomaru asks them, what are allies? We're not trying to oppose humanity on a whim, nor are we doing it for conquest. We only wish to survive because we knew that one day we would be slaughtered by you. Take care, Helio. See you in a bit. See you in a bit. Then Shun speaks again. You know what to do, Saki. I showed myself up on the surface, and now you know what must be done. Saki then begins to speak, saying that she knows why it's not a fiend, but now has an idea of what to do. It's a very cool episode where you get a lot of introspection. You also get to see more of Kidomaru's feelings. I feel like that's actually something very seldom done throughout the show. We don't actually get to hear much of Kidomaru's thoughts and feelings as we see the show progress. You know? Like, I know that we've heard it now, but before this point, you don't really get to hear what Kidomaru thinks. You know? He's expressed here that he's obviously very worried about dying. He thinks that humans are going to kill him. He also thinks that humans are kind of the cause of most things wrong because he knows that the Cantus and the monsters, but he also sort of agrees that what Yakumaru isn't doing, like, isn't necessarily evil per se. He knows that it's wrong. Right? He doesn't agree with it, that's why he's willing to help out. However, he does think that humans will eventually just off him. They're not going to care, he's eventually going to die, and that's just going to be the end of it. There's little else to it. So, I at least think that it's a really good episode, not only because you get to have some introspection into what Saki and Satoru are thinking about whenever they encounter the Fiend, but also because, you know, it's finally getting to see what Kidomaru thinks about the situation, since we seldom get to see as much of that. At least, I think so anyway. We don't get to see it that often otherwise. What do you guys think, though? Did you like the episode? I think 24 is one of the strongest ones. 24 is, like, such a good episode, just all in all. The entire chase sequence, again, because you don't know what's going on with some of the other characters until they meet up. You also don't know what's going to happen up until that point because we solely focus on Saki. So I really enjoy it. It was very interesting a lot. Yeah, plus, like, I don't know, very seldom do shows actually try to build up that much tension. I think whenever it comes to psychological horror, they always focus on making everything really intense from the get-go, or they try set some kind of stakes, and then it's all just about, like, running away, trying to survive, etc. for like a couple of episodes. But what Shinsekai Yori does is that it tends to spread it out, so you'll have, like, a really slow progression to the final climax, and that's why I think it held so much weight for me. I think that's why, as well, I feel really sad whenever I get to any of the emotional scenes, because, man, some of it just makes me want to bawl and cry. So, I really, really love how they do it. And also, I do think it was a little bit lame that Saki decided to burn the Psycho Buster. I get that she doesn't want to be alone and everything like that, but being fair about it, I mean, that was their chance to turn the entire thing around. I know she doesn't want to be alone, and yes, we know now that technically Satoru survived and blah blah blah, but I don't know. A part of me feels like, well, that could have been it, and Kidomaru didn't have to die, but clearly she was willing to risk everyone else in order to ensure that she and Satoru got out. So at least we've got a bit of an idea of both how that worked and what happened. However, moving on to episode 25, the episode begins or opens with them killing queer rats by making a bunch of mirrors. Saki monologues saying that she knew that something was wrong, that this is not a fiend. She says that the reason why she's the fiend, in this case she, has never attacked queer rats is because she must think that she was a queer rat. Kidomaru runs out in human clothes, pointing at people while Saki kills them with her Cantus as she runs behind Kidomaru. Suddenly, the fiend blows a hole in Kidomaru's stomach, killing him in seconds as the gaping hole in his stomach worsens. He, in death, decides to unbandage his head so the fiend gets a good look. The fiend looks on in shock, and Saki cries at the death of Kidomaru. The fiend screams, clutching her heart in pain, and collapses to the ground, dying, but as Saki watches on, she begins to experience death feedback too, repeating a mantra telling her that she isn't the one killing her. Satoru runs out, saying that Saki did a great job, and she replies, "No, it wasn't my idea, it was all Shun's." Then Satoru remembers too, but says that things will be okay now. At least, I think he remembers who Shun is, because he gets that, like, glint in his eye. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's true. Yes, I do remember now." Squealer, however, looks on at the dead body of the fiend as wind blows through her hair, and Saki remembers the days that they were living together with Maria. Back at the village, Saki says, though she knows it wasn't meant to be, she wishes Maria's child had lived her last moments as a human being. In a jail cell, Yakumaru is asked by Saki and Satoru if he knows who they are. He says that they're the ones that captured him and killed the Messiah. She asks, "Why did you do all that? Why did you kill so many people?" "We had to do everything we could to win." "Why did you revolt against humanity?" We're not your slaves. However, should you invoke the wrath for the should we invoke your wrath for the tiniest of reasons, we'll all be killed. Perhaps we're less than slaves, or something worse than it. If you hadn't killed humans, we wouldn't have come to this. Is it not natural to wish to escape our fates? We're not inferior to you in any way. The only difference is that you possess the wicked ability known as Cantus, and we do not. But you'll be killed for what you've done now. Then my fate would not have changed in any way. Kidomaru was a relic who clung to the old ways and never saw the truth that I did. I never tried to enact reforms for the sake of my colony. It was all for the sake of my kind. Only victory has meaning in the end. Once we won, all sacrifices would have been worth it. But you lost. And yes, I did lose, and now I deserve death. We should have changed history, and we could have. An opportunity like this will never happen again now that you know. And then Saki begins Yakumaru as she begins to sympathize, but he screams and says, "My name is Squealer." Saki then continues, "I want to ask you then one thing, Squealer. Would you apologize for all of the people that you killed?" Yakumaru replies, "Of course I can, but only if you apologize first. Apologize for all of my kind that you've killed like worms under your feet." After Saki's parents left, they realized that the tainted cats had burned all the documents that could prove useful in the enemy's hands, but the smoke had attracted the queer rats. However, after a while, the fiend began to act weirdly. The prayers of the Temple of Purity had taken effect, and so they were killed. The fiend then chased after Saki and them, and at the court case, Squealer demands his name Squealer to be used, as he's now put under trial. He says they're no longer slaves, nor are they beasts, but when asked what he is, he replies, "We're human. Laugh all you want, but even if I die, one day someone else will carry out my cause, and that will be the end of your tyranny." Thus, Squealer is sentenced to eternal hell, a death that death would be too easy on him. Saki questions if there's even a point to such cruel revenge, but Satoru questions how she can say that after everything he's done and all the people he's killed. Eternal hell is a torture method in Shinsekai Yori where every nerve is submitted to extreme pain or is meant to send signals of pain while constantly being regenerated, recounting Tomiko's words of he's going to be suffering a long protracted death that no living being will ever experience. Then Saki's exospecies control group becomes a subdivision of the ethics committee, and the scientific name, as they find out, is Heterocephalus glaber. Humans are considered Homo sapiens, and when put side by side, the coincidence means that there is some similarity shared in the naming convention between humans and queer rats by their mixed names. Another document reads about the proposal of the name queer rats. However, the etymology means combining of the symbol of man and changing form, but as the origins were also considered too sinister, most documents don't exist. Satoru says that he looked into the genes of queer rats after what Squealer said since he couldn't get the words out of his head, and the Code of Virtue forbade analysis of the queer rat genome. However, he doesn't care and decides to research it anyway. Though, despite his findings, he didn't have to do much. He didn't have to parse the DNA to figure it all out. Naked mole rats technically have 30 pairs of chromosomes, but the queer rats have 23. He found that the genome for mole rats, he found the genome of mole rats, but that the base of said genes is different, and that the only thing close enough is either the pine tree or humans. Flashback, again, Shun questioned what would happen to all of the places without PK, aka Cantus, and what became of those humans. People without Kantai became a problem when those with Kantai could suppress them, but if death feedback existed, then the reverse would also be true. So those with Cantus turned to those with Cantus without Cantus into queer rats, until they could no longer trigger death feedback in order to maintain the superiority of the ruling class. Realizing this, Saki says that they've been killing humans all along. However, that's not technically the case, says Satoru. They're far too different now. That's why our death feedback doesn't trigger. In a museum, Saki begins to monologue to herself and to a jar containing a writhing mass of flesh. That flesh, however, was Squealer, or is. Saki mourns, saying how he's always been a liar and is lying herself by saying that it was in a fit of fury that she's burnt Squealer's remains. The writhing corpse of his own begins to put him out of his misery as he's set alight. Then Saki reveals by the end of the episode that she's pregnant, hoping that they'll be the ones to change what humanity is like. A final flashback to all of the moments in Saki's life being thanked. It then pans towards the quote, "The power of imagination is what changes everything," which, if you don't know, is a reference to the quotes on Hope Academy where where it also says, imagination is what changes everything. So yeah, it's a really grim episode. You find out that after all this time, they've not just been killing queer rats, they've been killing humans. Everyone thus far that has died is human. So yeah, they just turned normal humans into mole rats. It's so messed up. Why not make Nekos instead of rats? The issue is that they couldn't recognize them, or they shouldn't recognize them as anything close to being human. The issue is as soon as they begin to resemble closeness to humans, that you can't distinguish it, and you begin to experience death feedback, which obviously isn't good for anyone in this case. So they tried to make it something really ugly, they try to make it something that people wouldn't like, etc. So yeah, while I get you probably want it to be something else, it's also like they chose this specifically because it provided the least amount of death feedback, you know? I was shook when I heard that they were actually humans. They succeeded. Yeah, I mean, again, the whole point is to try and convince you that they're not humans and to try and make it look like something vastly different or really gross and ugly looking. And yeah, they succeed at it. They definitely do. It's queer rats are meant to be really gross and ugly looking. Specifically because triggering death feedback means dying, so obviously they'd rather not die, you know? Also, I think I'm gonna lose. I don't know if I'm gonna win this. The Cantus screw the Cantus users too. All of them suck. All of them absolutely do suck. But, you know, it's not as bad as it could be. I mean, at least the Cantus users have survived, but then again, it's entirely, and as Squealer said, it's a matter of they'll be oppressed either way. The queer rats probably ended up being so malformed and having so many different mutations simply because, due to all of the Cantus leakage, it's resulted in them looking that malformed. Because there's only a certain amount of changes that can be caused or can result in how a queer rat looks until eventually they've just completely warped beyond even resembling a queer rat in the first place, you know? So I don't know, I think it's a really cool way of trying to explain it, and it's a really cool way of how they go about it, but it is vile that they basically transformed all non-Cantus user humans, or Kantai users, into queer rats. Actually, how much of a human I am since I'm jellyfish too? Is Aug also a Cantus user? No. Kantai is Esper abilities. I wish there was some explanation to human existence, like how there are ancient books for queer rats. What do you mean there are ancient books for queer rats? Remember, they said, or they alluded to there being a false Minoshiro that the queer rats had captured, and that was how they had acquired false, or not false, level 4 classified knowledge. I mean, old books about them. They had burnt all of those because that was considered forbidden knowledge in all of their villages, because then it would make people realize their origins towards being humans. I really love the anime, and I'm gonna watch it again. I mean, the old books about them, like the scientific name. What? Yeah, but Saki could find one? Yeah, but it's also like, they probably keep a couple of things, you know? You can't be sure that you've gotten rid of everything. I couldn't explain to you why sometimes some documents exist and sometimes other ones don't, but I'm a little bit of the opinion that, like, as inevitable as it was, the reason why these documents probably exist in the first place is, one, because, well, I have to document it down, but the reason why they continue to exist is because either they didn't find it, either, two, they didn't feel like it was enough information to lead people to realizing that queer rats are humans, etc. So, I don't know, it's one of my favorite animes for a reason. I really, really enjoy it, and I hope you guys did too. I hope you, my apprentices, enjoyed Shinsekai Yori as much as I did. as a bit of a wrapping up, what did you all think were some of your favorite parts? What were some of your favorite character, or who were some of your favorite characters? And what was your favorite scene? I think overall, for me, my favorite parts was probably... Oh... I'm a little bit torn between whether I think the exposition for the Fiend was really cool, because I love the hospital scene. The hospital scene is probably one of my favorites, but I also really think the guerrilla war, the beginning of the Lotus or Crimson Festival, was Crimson Flower? I forget what the name of it was. That whole arc was really good, just because I get to see a little bit of Shisei Kaburagi. I think he's such a cool character. It's unfortunate he died, but the fact that he managed to fight off the Fiend for a little bit, despite not being able to do anything against her. He was basically just keeping himself alive via mind tricks for a good couple of minutes. And to be fair, doing that against a Fiend who's only focused on killing is kind of insane. I think, despite everything and him dying, I wish that there were more scenes with him. I would really want to see more scenes with all of the insane telekinesis or PK abilities that they all have access or the ability to use. I really, really love Shinsekai Yori. They really screwed themselves over with the death feedback stuff. I forgot how they implemented that in every Cantus user. Yeah, they do a bit of hypnosis at the beginning, and then they also implant it as a part of people's genes. So they reinforce it via genes and everything like that, and then they also just continue to erase memories and force people to think like, oh, if I hurt someone, I'm going to be suffering from real, like, bad death feedback. Or even if you hurt another human, that it's going to give you mental trauma and shut down your organs, etc. Like, there was the initial Hope Academy discussion where they were like, oh, this kid is cheating because he was interfering with my Cantus. And you get to see it in those moments that he was killed by the tainted cats at that point. Never seen the show you're discussing? I would super duper recommend it, Mississippi Gonzo Redcorn. We've been watching it for the past month, 6 episodes or so, approximately once a week, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. If I had to make a top 3, I'm very close to putting it at number 1. I don't know what would be placed at number 1, which is why Shinsekai Yori is my number 1, but if I had to categorize it in my top 3, then yes, in no particular order, I would say Shinsekai Yori is a part of my top 3. My favorite part was definitely the revelation of them being human and how Squealer scrimped we are human. I also liked how I connected both the dots. We won't be able to have a kid since we're both girls, quote Maria said, and then she had a child with Mamadou Law. Yeah, but you only figured that out when we realized, or when the show revealed to us who the Fiend was. So yes, you connected the dots, but you did so on the episode that they decided to reveal the mystery, because you had like 3 episodes. I got it before it was set. Yeah, but you had 3 episodes. And I know that for a fact we hadn't discussed at that point. Because we ended on episode 18. We knew that there was a Fiend, and we knew that there wasn't a... or we knew that Maria and Mamadou were dead. And that flashback was a flashback to episode 14? So you knew around then that this had already existed and that this had already happened. So yeah, it's already there. It's already there. We had plenty of info. I wonder as well if you, my apprentices, also noticed some of the other mysteries. There were a couple of mysteries leading up to this point about them discussing queer rats as being humans. Obviously, one of the flashbacks, and the one with Shun specifically, pointed it out. It's pretty obvious when you put things in retrospect, but when you're thinking about it at that moment, one of the main mysteries that you should have all taken with yourselves in the beginning was what happened to non-Cantus users. That was something that was never brought up unless it was by Shun in like episode 4. We hadn't heard anything about non-Cantus users up until that point. If anything, I'm a little bit surprised that none of you had brought up that point, like, through any of the Animanga Club Sundays. So, Squealer being an actual human, I'd still kill him, lol. His punishment was too severe, though, but I'm glad that Saki killed him. I don't know. I think it might have been a bit cruel, but he's also meant to be used as an example. Well, it was interesting that the rats wore samurai gear already. Yeah, they began to emulate human culture and everything like that, so... Oh, right, I thought they would all be dead, non-Cantus users. Yeah, but... I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering. I just thought that non-Cantus users were very rare and just somewhere far away from the village that they kept staying in. No, they're all turned into queer rats. They're all queer rats now. They're no longer a part of human civilization. This is my weekly one message, guys. Clocking in. Hello, Maladaptive. How are you? Oh, and clocking out. Take care, Maladaptive. Hope to see you whenever you come off of your vacation. I hope you've had a wonderful vacation thus far. And you know what we're going to do now? You know what we're all going to do now? I bet you can't guess. I bet you can't guess. Do you know what's happening, my apprentices? Do you know? Well, I can lead you in on a little bit of a secret. I can let you in on a little bit of a secret. It's Rimworld. We're playing Rimworld. That's right. I've swapped games because now we finished discussion about Shinsekai Yori. So I'm gonna have to eat now though. Work tomorrow. Take care, Kama. Oh, wait. I forgot to connect the bot. That's my bad. The bot isn't working because I forgot to connect it. Immediately though, Kaimana goes for like the bow. Jeez, Kaimana's like addicted to this. Screw my data. Time for Rim. True. Try give it a go. Try give it a go. There we go. It's working. It's working. We've got a little bit of Rimworld. I'm not going to play it overly long. We're not going to play it overly long, but we are going to play it a bit. We've got this raid going on, actually. We're just about to get rid of this colony. Or, not colony. I mean, we're going to get rid of one of these settlements, you know? I did talk to a girl earlier. Oh. Hope it goes well for you, Mississippi Gonza Redcorn. Did you, have a fun conversation? Were you, like, just talking online? Were you hanging out? I hope you had a fun time discussing or talking, though. Am I prego yet? Kamado, why are you like this? No, you're not. You're not prego yet. Gosh, you're so weird about this sometimes. IRL? Oh, I see. Maybe if you I hope you both have good enough chemistry, and then you can, like, I don't know, go on a date. Ooh, Mississippi Gonza Redcorn going on a date. Ooh, I hope it goes well with you. I told you I'm gonna supply the colony with numbers. This is gonna do numbers 98 more. Why 98 more? You've got Ruria. Doesn't that mean 99 more? Were you not able to do 100 subtracted by 1? Yeah, because 100 in total. Kaimana, what's 100 subtracted by 1? Oh, because Pigeon is my son. Okay. I had to double check because I really wasn't sure how well you were with you know, just basic counting and all. Okay, here we go. We've got a couple of guns. Good night now though. Take care, Kaimana. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I hope that we see you tomorrow for a little bit of Yakuza in that case. Also, make me younger now? Well, you're gonna use your spells on this, but yeah, we'll see, Kaimana. Jeez. Take care now, though. Bye-bye. Go sleep. Hello, Helios. Welcome back. We finished discussing Shinsekai Yori. There was a lot to say. I know that I mostly read like a somewhat synopsis of basically what happened, but my gosh, it is by far one of my favorites. There are so many cool things that happen in Shinsekai Yori, and I seriously hope that you guys all enjoyed it as well. And don't forget, at the end of this stream, which is arbitrary since I'm gonna figure out when I want to end it, we are going to determine what the next anime we're watching is, and then we're also going to... Oh, I haven't set up the spin wheel. Monday, I'm going to do the spin wheel for the next genre, and then we can focus on some of these suggestions there. So don't worry about that. Oh, good night. Yeah, she's leaving because you were here, Disco. She didn't enjoy it. I don't know. She was really upset that you weren't here, and now that you just came back, she's like, I don't want to be here now. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. She actually left because she's tired. So that's how it is anyway. That's how it is anyway. Also, Mr. Brown, you've still got malnutrition. You need food, buddy. You need food. Mr. Brown, you must eat. You must eat. We can make you devour a couple of people, though. But we can do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, this is what you did to yourself, though. You kind of did this to yourself. I'm just saying. That's on you, buddy. At least we can munch these guys a little bit and like devour a couple of their corpses. Does it count? No. Okay, it doesn't count to try and eat him like that because he's still crawling away. At least we can do this. Nom 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 nom. Oh, he's still alive. Oh my goodness. I don't know how he's managing to stay alive. But let's munch down on him a bit more, shall we? Nom 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 nom. Still alive. How is he doing this? Wait, how much of his body does he have left after you've eaten it? You've ate off his entire left leg, you're eating his left shoulder and his right leg, and he's still going. He's still going. There we go. Nope, still alive. Still going strong, I suppose. Whew. Well, that's Shinsekai Yori. Are you guys excited for the next show that we're gonna watch or that we're gonna play? This is kind of messed up. Nah, you're just hungry, Mr. Brown. You can't help it. Your tummy's grumbling. This is kind of like Hansel and Gretel, except that you're just constantly hungry. You're just trying to get a little bit of a snack going on. See, you're already on 59 hunger. So now we brought you up to 62. Never mind, you're on 50 now. You are so hungry, dude. I'm trying to make sure that you can increase your hunger, but you just keep needing to feed. I'm excited for the next anime. What have you guys voted for? I'm going to tally it at the end, but what are you guys hoping to watch? I'm not entirely sure myself just yet what I want to watch, but I might vote for something like at the end of stream if it's going to have to be a tiebreaker. But I'm not sure. I did vote, or at least I did submit rather, the suggestion Guilty Crown. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a really cool anime. I really like Guilty Crown. Violet Evergarden or Attack on Titan, unless that's going to be removed? No, I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to remove it. That's just Kaimana saying that she didn't actually want to watch it, so I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to leave it there because you suggested it. So no, we're not doing something like that. So here we go. Oh, and now you've immediately gone to sleep. Man, your malnutrition lasts forever. How is this possible, Mr. Brown? Jeez. Like, seriously? You've got malnutrition still? It's been multiple days. I actually missed my window to put down an option. Yeah, you did. Oh! We've got a mayoral election now going on. We've got Mosey Moon and Silent... How is Silent Scythe always applying for mayor? Every time I hear Guilty Crown, I just imagine Inori with a shoe on her head. That's an interesting visual. How come? Why a shoe on her head? I really love the opening to Guilty Crown. It's so good. It's one of the few anime that like has so much staying power to me, not only because I like the story, but also just because of how great the soundtrack was. Genuinely so good. Also, Mr. Brown, you eating people? Are you somehow gaining sleep from eating people? Guilty Crown's OST is a banger. It honestly is. It's genuinely astounding how good music Guilty Crown has. Oh, Mr. Brown, apparently you eating corpses gets rid of your sleep. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm gonna make you eat this guinea pig. Let's have you munch on this guy. Yes, I get eepy when my belly's full. No, you apparently don't need to sleep for so long as you keep devouring corpses. I thought that it would have increased your hunger, but apparently not. Here we go. Just munch on that guy. Okay, let's try to get this rat then. We're gonna devour a creature again. Just wait. Like, wait, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Nom nom nom. He's stealing their rest. Yeah, he is. Also, still with the malnutrition, Mr. Brown? I don't know how to save you from this constant hunger that you've got going on. It really feels like you just need either bigger guts or you need... Whoa! How have you got 90 mana out of 50? You're overflowing. Throne of Gluttony. Suppresses their need for rest, but increases their hunger. Second stomach. Spends some of the food in their body. Oh, okay, never mind. I didn't know you could do some of these things. Let's see. Living Artillery. Should you... Wait, actually, I'm gonna help you with this. Look up Ravenous. He's about to explode like a mana bomb? Honestly. Throne of Gluttony, Living Artillery, Second Stomach. Okay, none of them are for, like, gaining more food. Mr. Brown, I just want you to not suffer from malnutrition because you've still got it. You've still got it. You're on 31% hunger. Which, to be fair, is like a lot, but considering the amount of stomachs you have, that's not much. Another tea break. Also, like, one of the straps on my wizard chair has completely broken, so now one of the sheets pulls off each time that I move around or jostle around on my chair. Oh, you know what we should get you to do, Mr. Brown? I want you to eat this mega sloth. I want you to nibble on his, I don't know, on his ribs. Maybe get some, like, baby back ribs going on here with this mega sloth. What do you think? Mega sloth steak? Yum, yum. Yum, yum, yummy. Hopefully he's as delicious as he looks. Do you think he looks delicious, Mr. Brown? Or do you think he looks, like, mildly appetizing? If you could have any Rimworld meal, what would you pick, Apprentices? I think, I would like to try the lavish carnivore meal. I wonder what makes a lavish carnivore meal. I feel like it would be really tasty, though. Let's nibble on this guy, then let's eat his corpse. There we go. It barely gives you anything back. Also, you, despite being at, like, 100% sleep, it feels like you lose it constantly. Yeah, I don't know how to keep you well-fed, Mr. Brown. I don't know how to keep you well-fed. Also, your auto-pregnancy hasn't gone off a single time. Disable randomly getting auto-pregnancies. Maybe you have to be female to have auto-pregnancy work, Mr. Brown. I don't know if I should get a mod for, like, mpreg or whatever, but I think you need to be female. Like, we could implant it in you, which is somewhat surprising, but apparently no dice. You just can't get pregnant. It's sexist. Yeah, it kind of is. Let's travel back. Let's take with some of the items. Oh. We've got methadone. Except Luciferian. We can take some of the methadone. He has no... Also true. Also true. Oh, yeah, we'll take with the Mega Sloth body, just because that's pretty good for food. Anything else? We can take with the lasso. That's pretty good. And... no, that's tainted. Some of the gold. Where are all the potatoes? Oh, travel supplies. Yes, take with all the potatoes. Here we go. And now... wait. Oh, no, that's the number of days it takes to rot. How much food, nutrition, the supplies. Even though this is 1,000, like nearly 2,000, it's still barely enough. I'm not sure how this is possible. But yeah, you guys are going to be on your way back now. We could also go to an abandoned biotech lab. They rarely have anything. Okay, I'm going to go now. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. Take care, Mr. Brown. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hope to see you tomorrow for a little bit of Yakuza. Hope to see you then. We're gonna speed things up. Goon Night? No! No, 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 no. Not Goon Night. Not Goon Night. Let's see. How much is this increasing by? Is this actually increasing? I'm gonna check this. Wait. So, work left 300 approximately. Combat supplier from Quan. That should be fine. State Transcendence. I wonder if that's gonna... wait. Need more high-value nearby shrines. Only the 3 best ones count. Are we joking? So I've just built a whole bunch of these extra shrines for no reason. Can I at least move them? Okay. I can move them. So worst case, we get a second Garandlin seed, and then we move it around a little bit. But yeah. Apparently, only the 3 best ones count. We've got a low psychic drone. Oh, that's right, because we've got all of these guys. We need to wait for the military group. Can we want Brown if we run out of food on the way? You mean eat him? You want to eat Mr. Brown? No. No, you're not going to eat Mr. Brown. Why would you do that? That's messed up. No way. No way. Why would you? Why would you? Gene pack? Okay, let's check. Oh, fertile and mono well. He can regenerate limbs now? No, he's just deathless. He doesn't have scarless. he cannot regenerate limbs. He doesn't have the Scarless gene, he just has the Deathless one. Which means that he won't die until his brain is crushed. But he can still lose arms and legs and everything. Oh yeah, did you give Kai Mana those genes she wanted? Let me double check. I don't think... Oh. Oh, she's being attacked! Oh my gosh! Why is she inside a cave being attacked by 4 monkeys or rhino in a cassowary? I'm sorry, this sounds like the setup of a joke. What is Kaimana doing in a cave fighting a whole bunch of rhinos and monkeys? What is this? And yeah, I'll TP you, but this is like a bad joke. Like really? 4 monkeys, a rhino, and a cassowary walk into a cave with Kaimana? And only the monkeys come out. What happened? I'm not sure. Cave-in? Cave-in? Maybe? Maybe? Let's get Disco over there. Shadow Walk, Kaimana, and then we'll do that, and then do Shadow Strike so that we can poison. There we go. Now they're all running away because of course they are. I'm gonna have you attack them. Go on, attack them. There we go. Unfortunately, she's like 50% HP. Dang. Yeah, right. I didn't know that she was being assaulted by all of these like rhinos and monkeys. Kind of insane. Let's use Oh, wait, she doesn't have enough mana for reverse time. She barely has enough mana to begin with. I think I'm going to have to invest a couple of points eventually into, like, reducing the amounts of mana required to cast her spells. But, yeah. Oh, and... Is that monkey going after Ruria? Yeah. Ruria doesn't care, though. She's dodged, like, every single attack. Disco's chasing after this one maddened manhunter monkey. And now he's dead. There we go. Problem solved. Goodness gracious. Solstix and Kaimana bonded over cooking. I didn't even know Kaimana was capable of doing that. This monkey's bleeding out. Hopefully we just get, like, a bunch of food as a result now. Also, let's... Oh, I just noticed. The hunters that were randomly passing by our colony died to some of the animals that they were hunting. Nice one. Let's just do this. I hate having to, like, automatically or manually do that. These guys we have to get rid of, though. Are these different? Oh, that's just a Militor on his back. Instant noodle ramen counts as well. Counts for what? Oh, look, he's got 1 beer. Hey, look! Wait, was this guy called Voss? Yeah, his name was Voss. What kind of... He's a helixin. He's got corpse feet, and carriers of this gene constantly secrete a foul-smelling corrosive gas that produces uncomfortable, itchy sensation in living beings. This gas is mostly harmless unless it comes into contact with decaying organic matter. It greatly accelerates corpse rotting, liberating a black putrid liquid known as purge fluid or corpse bile. The carrier is fed through the skin by contacting the liquid sludge, although they can also feed on other organic matter if needed. Huh. And yeah, you got your mana back. Let me... Okay, I guess I'm having to manage some of the redeems and whatnot. I feel like eventually I've got to get a system in place to do this automatically. Disco, there's your mana back. Wow. Can't believe you've done it. Brown isn't here for the refund. I can do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can still do it. I'm still capable. You, my apprentices, don't believe me? You don't believe that I can do it? D6, let's check your gene pack. I won 2k, though? Okay, I can do that. Reduced pain. Oh, you got a reduced pain gene. That's pretty good. Here we go. You've got your money now, Disco. There you go. 2,000 points. Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Back in your bank. Apparently there's a date. A date? A date? Virgil has planned a date with Mosey Moon. Ah. What drop event should happen? Neutral or good? Neutral or good? What do you guys think? I'm thinking good 2 or good 3. We should make Electra a new eye. I don't think we've done a whole lot of prosthetics research. If we get this med pod up and running, then it would be possible to. I think we've got one isolinear processor. Yeah, we've got one there. Mr. Brown isn't here. Can we get maybe... I think we're missing a couple of advanced components. Why can't I click on this? Why is no one building this? Let's see. Construction skill is too low. Construction skill is too low. I can't right-click on that. Construction skills. This is a really high construction skill med bay, or med pod, I suppose. Oh, the big slot got more expensive. No, it's still the same. I haven't changed the prices of any of the slots. It's the same price. At least, I would hope I haven't accidentally changed the price of something. Wasn't it 3K? Let me double check. Twitch, channel, point rewards, slot machine, 3-row. No, it was apparently always that. I'm looking at the change log. I haven't changed anything about it. No, it's still the same. Now it's always been 4,000 points, if I remember correctly. Or as far as I know, yeah. It has been. It has been. A drop pod full of gold has arrived at your colony. Wow. Gold! We're rich! We're rich! Gold! Oh my goodness. I can't believe it, guys. We're rich! My apprentices, we're rich! Man, I love tea. I love tea so much. It's so good. Give me that gold IRL then? No. I could use it, yeah, but like, okay. If I were given $1 gorillion, I would, US dollars, by the way, I would ensure that every one of my apprentices were given at least 100 mil, you know? I would ensure that all of my apprentices were given at least 100 million. See, that's the upside of being a loyal apprentice. You get $100 million eventually when I earn $1 gorillion. Excuse me? You're excused. But no, you're not fatter. You're the exact same, Disco. I don't know why he's calling you fatter now. Look at him. He's fatter. No, he's not. No, he's not. Why would he be fatter? He's perfectly fine the way he is. Okay. We want people to begin, like, cutting a couple of corpses. Also, can people just focus on cremation? Like, it sucks a little bit that no one here is doing any cremation. I want to get rid of all the bodies and everything. Unfortunate. All of these slot machine spins. Nuh-uh-uh. Anyway, you didn't answer. Did you give Kai the genes? Oh, I was looking for it. Because, no, she's still got her genes. Do we have a gene thingamabob? Let's see. Maybe we haven't built it yet. Let's check. Where... Oh, there's a gene integrator. Kaimana the Great Xenogerm? Okay, here we go. Order implantation into Kaimana. Oh, wait! Yes, okay. Oh my gosh, I was worried that I might have accidentally killed her there by ordering it to be implanted. Kaimana, here we go. Confirm. And there we go. Group from Kinship of Bonzo are visiting the colony. I see. I see. Yeah, I thought it was maybe still in progress, which is why I hadn't bothered to do it. But no, apparently it finished at some point, and I never noticed. Why does this keep changing? I don't want a word cloud. I want it to list all. Gosh, so silly. Let's see. I want... How does she keep using her mana? I feel like Kaimana needs to have faster mana regen. Everyone is well. Did you kill that Mectrone? Nope. It's still here. We're still waiting for you to come back so that you can basically just EMP this entire area and we can blow them all up. D6. We're just waiting on you, basically. I think Mr. Brown is going to be starving again as soon as he comes back to the colony. We need more food. We really need more food. We've got 18 shrimple meal. Look at all of this food. Surely this will be enough, right? We've got 16,000 or 1,600. So 1,600. I nearly said 16,000. We have 1,600 items, individual thingamabobs of meat. So also let's get rid of this panther. Let's get rid of the cobras and the monkeys and the chinchillas and the cassowaries. I want to get rid of all of them. We need more people to focus on just hunting things for more food. Just get rid of all of them. Just get rid of them all. Apparently, we've begun to throw in corpses next to our chunks as well because we've run out of space. Jeez. Okay. And no, we don't have any more livestock that we can get rid of. They have produced milk, actually. That's not half bad. Solsticks and the rest are still sowing seeds and fetching crops. Yeah, looks pretty good at least. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to get... We have Molotov cocktails, I'm pretty sure. Molotov. Oh, apparently we don't. Maybe someone's holding on to them. Or something like that. The caravan has arrived, and they've got like 2,000 potatoes on hand, too. Where are they? Mr. Brown. Oh, they're coming in. And then we can also mine this gold ore while we're at it. It's so early. Or, yeah. I think... No, okay, Mr. Brown isn't... Oh, he doesn't have malnutrition anymore. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't believe it. He's not starving. For once in his life, he's not starving. EMP shells. I think this is going to be for the Molotovs or the IEDs. Yeah. Apathy Electra. Why is she experiencing apathy? She seemed pretty okay, actually. Sweaty, craving intimacy, ratty apparel, children assigned work, soaking wet. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Ruri is not going to be a kid forever, so she's doing fine. I don't see why. Oh, she's lumbering or lugging an alpaca everywhere. She's alpacking it up. Now all of our food is going to disappear? I think so. I think we're going to be pretty hungry pretty fast now that Mr. Brown is back. We also need someone to focus on cooking. But look at how much butchering we're doing just to try and get this. How many traits does she have? She's got the prude one too, right? I think so. Let's see. Yeah, she's got prude. She's got nimble, tough, too smart, fast learner, and jogger. So yeah, it's basically just the prude one that's causing a couple of the issues. Oh, okay. Rurio was about to just end its life there. The Panther stood no chance. It was like, oh, I'm going to go after Rurio. Just gets gunned down before it can even move. It was like looking at Rurio the wrong way. That's it. Your Panther down. Oh my gosh. It was punctured in its left lung. Let's see. Prestige Recon helmet. Okay. And we'll make you wear that. Forcewear Prestige Recon helmet. There we go. I think there was a command to buy and wear armor, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe there's a command for it specifically. I don't fully remember actually. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you've worn it fine. Is it better than my current helmet? Your current helmet was just a scarf, so yeah, it's way better. I think your previous one broke somehow. But yeah. Oh, what are you buying? Remove prude. Oh, I can do that. Oh, she's got a little bit of a scratch. Drone intensifies? Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna solve that now. We're gonna remove prude then. Bye-bye, prude. Bye-bye, prude. Let's get D6. Oh, 6K? No, just 6 coins. Just 6 coins. You just sent me 6 coins. I'm not gonna send you it back if you ask me that. Let's check. What do we focus on now? We can do IEDs, and then we can make a couple of traps and whatnot. Then we can use some of the warheads that you guys keep buying, or that D6 keeps buying. Let's get D6. Let's throw them over here. And then... Okay, I'm gonna make you fight as well, Helios, because Mr. Brown is good against human opponents, and then I'll have Disco join in just in case. I'll make him join in just in case once you get there. He can teleport, so we should be fine. But I'm gonna make you guys set up, and then I'm gonna have you gun down this entire area. Even if it kills... Raid? No. Just the psychic drones, because right now it's causing you guys to suffer from a mood debuff. Yeah, -20 mood. So it's gonna lead to a mental breakdown if we don't get rid of it soon. So I'm trying to get rid of it now. Or at least as early as possible before it develops. I'll solo them with Yuki. I made... Wait, okay, there she is. Oh, she's really fast. We'll do this, so she sticks around you. 900 someone? I want a mortar. Oop. A mortar? A mortar and pestle? Okay, here we go. And then Helios, I'm going to have you stand over here. I'm going to have D6 use his orbital EMP. Oh my gosh, no way. It blocks them off like that? Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shoot a frag shot. Like so. Gosh, Yuki just swooping in. Here we go. I'm going to shoot a frag shot. There. That wakes them up. And then, as soon as they all get into view... Oh my gosh. Stamina cost 85. This game, dude. I didn't read that. That's entirely my fault. Okay. Okay. So you could only have done that move and nothing else. Let me do my OP skill. Yeah. Let's get you to do Holy Wrath, like, here-ish. So when they try to come past, we'll do that. Okay, like so. Stamina potion. You should have bought and used the stamina potion because it's been placed all the way over here. I can't make you run over there. Not right now, not while we're doing this. And then... Okay, you have got... Arcane Weakness, Protection Brand. Let's get Spear Free to begin charging brands. So, Sigil Surge, there we go. I don't want to stand there getting shot. You should be okay. You're not getting shot, by the way, or at least not yet. You're about to run in. You're running in. I'm not making you stand still, do nothing. And... Okay, what other skill can I make you use? Buy you Stamina Potion, let's see. D6 uses Stamina Potion, and somehow you do not have stamina. Did the Wait, what? Stamina... Somehow you have a Stamina Boost, but not a Stamina Potion. I'm granting the opponent gracefully increased Stamina pool is heightened awareness? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just, like, murdering them all. Oh my goodness. Okay, taunt. We'll wait until you get into the middle of them. But you're doing really fine, actually. Oh, you cast shield on yourself. Here we go, taunt. And then D6. Okay, here we go. Orbital EMP. Now we can use it. There we go. Ah, nice. Yep. Problem solved. Nice. There we go. It's done. Now it's just beat him over the head a couple of times. Job's done. Now they can sort themselves there. Make me use my sword? Okay. We can make you do that. There we go. Force use. You're gonna walk around really slowly, I suppose. Oh, there's one Militor that's somehow alive. Just attack this one. There we go. Beat him. Unless he just decides to run away. Oh, is he gonna kite you? Is he actually gonna kite you? Okay, that's kind of cringe. Nope. Not gonna happen. Just beat him over the head with it. There we go. And now go beat up everyone else. Job's done. Apparently, while they're stunned, you still get melee XP, which is kind of surprising. You still get melee XP even though... Because with downed enemies, you don't get melee XP, but apparently with stunned ones, you do. Resting. And then we need to make you guys destroy this as well. Oh, looks like Helios got to it first. That's fine. We're going to have you swap to your ranged weapon now. Here we go. Use that, and then just shoot that. And then we'll have you run away. Just because this is going to blow up and cause a big explosion, that's why I'm making you shoot at D6. It's going to blow up and, like, set everything on fire in the area. So that's why I'm having you stand far away from it. Because I think it's like... Is there a ruler? I don't think there is. 1, 2... It's like 6 tiles away. Something like that. Should be okay. Kaimana is currently waiting for her new genes to be implanted, and then she'll be as good as somewhat new. There we go. It's soon gone. It's soon gone, and then it's gonna be done for. Then we're not gonna have any more psychic drone going on. Boom! There we go. Okay, this one didn't explode. I thought it would have, but no. Also, we get an advanced component from it. Nice. How much time left for my genes to regrow? I'll double check. I don't think it should be too long though. But like, you can always spend money to make sure that it regrows immediately. You've only got 44 days. You've only got 44 days, which is not much. Not much time. Why? Do you want to change your genes to something? Have you got an idea of what you want to change your genes to? Because if you've got an idea, I can prepare your xenogenes, like, in the meanwhile. Oh, you've got a lot, actually. Increase carrying capacity, send Aug 20 silver to debug it. No, it's not 20 silver. It was like 2,500 per year. So, because it's not 365 days per year in Rimworld, I think it's more like 100 days per year. Saul should just turn into God since we already call him Father Saul. He won't be able to do any harm. I'm thinking maybe, because you don't really use stamina, I'm thinking that we just increase the carrying capacity of your herbs. We increase the carrying capacity of your herbs. And that might be good. So we do that, increase by 2, then it'll be about 80. Forager, 10%. Ow, preservation. Ow. Wait, ingredients expire? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound good. I'm thinking then maybe we go for... Well, no, you're always harvesting, so that should be fine. I wanted Fury Halo, but I think it came with rat ears. I think it might have... Wait, I can double check. Recombine. Halo. Yeah, it came with rat ears. You're right, you're right. Yawaha. Just in case you want to take a couple of screenshots, these are all the gene combinations that we have. There's 1 page, and there's 2 page. Got it? Got it. There we go. But yeah, I can't remember... Oh, wait. Kaimana's already got the new genes. She's already got the new genes. What's happened to her? Wow. She's got the Kaimana, the supposedly great genes. She's got insect jelly production, incorporates, true form angelic, super clotting, very fast runner, early maturity, fertility and darkness, elf ears, nine-tailed fox, poor cooking, and poor intellectual. New genes, new genes. Honestly, I don't think this nine-tailed fox one actually fits her. But, you know, she's a jellyfish. She's not a nine-tailed fox. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Just gonna say that. Just gonna say that. Also, a little bit unfortunate that we got the great fertility or high fertility one now. Because we've got fertility and darkness. She can pretend that they are. They're tentacles. True. True, but still. But still. Maybe visually they can just be tentacles, but I don't know. It seems a little bit weird for a jellyfish to have a whole bunch of tails flipping and swishing about. Either way, that's the psychic drone gone. How many advanced components do we have? Advanced components? We have... Oh, we have literally 1. No wonder we haven't built the med pod yet. I wanted to regrow people's eyes. We're missing 3 advanced components in that case. Dang, too bad our demon tail poofed. I wanted the extra manipulation. I sold it because I didn't think anyone wanted the demon tail, I think. Yeah, I sold it because no one used the demon tail for so long. That's my bad. I didn't know. You can blame it on me. But we can probably harvest it from these guys in our prison. Let's get Bauer Gatekeeper in here now. And then let's extract his genes. We could also, actually, how much time? 5 days. Do you want to be sent to, this abandoned biotech lab and then try to get a couple of alpha genes? We can do that, if you want. Does anyone want to go? Don't let me down, Bauer. We can try. Anyone want to go? To the, abandoned gene tech facility? I'm thinking, like, maybe D6 you want to go, if there are any robots that you can kill there. Helios, I don't know if you want to go. Disco could probably go if he wanted to, but I think he'd rather stay so that he can teach Ruria still. Otherwise, not sure. Should be okay otherwise. But it's just a little bit slower. Just means that we won't have some of the other genes. I did have to sell because we were, like, out of space. We have so little space. Let Disco stay with the daughter. I just came home. Okay, so no one wants to go on the quest again? Fair enough. Fair enough. We've got a couple of active things. Biotech lab found. 5 days. Stash of goodies. Yeah, roar. It's like dogs barking. Stash of goodies. 2 man-hunting squirrels are wandering nearby. The fact that that's enough of a threat. Need Disco and me together anyway for TP. Also true. Also true. Senkai Mana, Sol, and Mal. Are you... I don't think that sounds like a very good squad at all. Or a good trio at all. I think they might die. Also kind of surprised that Mr. Brown isn't just, like, starving all the time. I mean, look, every 3 seconds his hunger ticks. Like, that is insanely fast. He's not even malnourished. He's just ticking down hunger constantly. I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't do this. So hungry all the time. Okay. Well, we should get genes that can allow us to eat less, I think, because he might need them. Yotsu metabolism, lifespan factor. No, it's not that one. Oh, but it gives you +9. So this entire thing kind of equalizes itself if you were to take a Great Auger for him, which is actually pretty good. We do still need, like, more of these gene processors, though, if we want to make this even more naff. I'm thinking that we could... Oh, gosh, it would suck to rip out these research benches and move them elsewhere, but we could expand down into here with yet more gene processors. Make things for me to craft, bro? I mean, it depends on what you want to craft. There's not much of a point to just craft to waste our resources. Skeletal and hair. You can literally become a skeleton and be unhappy. What? You can be an unhappy skeleton if you want now. Wow. And my egg? Oh, wait. What happened to your egg? Did your egg die? Was it fertilized? Wait. What happened? Maybe nothing came out of it. I think nothing came out of it, D6. It walked away? I don't know what it did. I think it's just gone because it wasn't fertilized with any, like, real genes. Which might be the case. But I'm not sure how that works. Okay. Also, if Kaimana really wants to have kids, I'm gonna do that. Just so that it has spawn another egg, bro. You can buy what? It was like 100 coins, wasn't it? Also, I don't think it's going to work, D6, because it doesn't have anyone's genes in it. You're just spawning an egg that doesn't really do anything. Like, even though it says fertilized, it doesn't say by what, and it doesn't have anyone's genes. So I think I would have imagined that it should have spawned a random human, but it doesn't work. It's him! It's put my genes in? I don't think I can debug that. What did you do about Kaimana? I just put her on extreme libido so that she would want kids. It's him! It's the. Guest has nothing to eat? Yeah, well, of course. There we go. There's another human egg. Let's get you to immediately haul it then, D6. Pick up... Oh, Hollow is doing it. Consume... No. Wait, is Hollow going to haul this? What is this trying to do? Because apparently nothing's here? How goes it? I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well, actually. I made a whole bunch of ice cream and everything over the weekend, so I really quite enjoyed it, and, well, I'm doing fine otherwise. Watched or finished Shinsekai Yori. Was really good. One of my favorite anime of all time. So, not half bad. How are you doing? How are you doing? What? Who's the third bed in our room? That was Spear Freeze, but now it's no one's. We can remove it if you want to. We can remove it if you want to in that case. Blue flavor ice cream. No. Can you force it to hatch? Actually, I don't even know if there's a debug for that, but I don't think I can do anything with this, because it just got rid of it. Wait, let's do hatch? Maybe speed. Toggle max move speed? No. Maybe we can do, like, fertilize? No. Egg? No. Make 1 day older, maybe? No. No, that's not doing it. Maybe if we leave it outside and it hatches? I'm not sure. We can leave it here. What ice cream did I make, though? I made a cherry ice cream, and I made a lemon curd ice cream. The cherry ice cream came out really nice. The lemon curd ice cream also came out really nice. Then I tried to make a lemon and cherry swirl. So I got a vanilla base using homemade vanilla extract that I've made. Hence homemade. I don't know why I had to add that redundantly. Then I made a bit of a swirl, and it came out really good as well. I also added a couple of spreads, like in layers, of the cherry marmalade as well as some of the lemon curd, and that also tasted really nice. So it breaks it up a little bit, so it's not all just ice cream. It has some chunks in it. I did, however, forget that I had bought rice puffs. I bought rice puffs specifically so that I could put it in my ice cream, but then I just completely forgot about it. So you need to make a cinnamon swirl ice cream. Oh my gosh, you are right. You are so right. I'm actually going to write that down right now because that is a genius idea. I need to make, let's see, cinnamon swirl ice cream. Okay, here we go. I have laundry on right now. I usually chill on Sundays, so I've been doing whatever, thinking of playing either Enfield or Genshin later today. Got plans with my girlfriend for tonight, and so looking forward to that. I hope you have fun. Also, Enfield or Genshin? Who's your favorite character in both Enfield and Genshin? I only played Genshin for about 2 years, and then I stopped. Mostly because, like, some of the quality of life improvements that I've been asking for every single year never came around, which really made me really sad. Like, no food buff timer, no shield HP bar, nothing like that. And so I was like, okay, well, the game is not made for me. I know that some of the more hardcore players or some of the more in-depth combat wasn't made for me, etc. So I kind of stopped after a while. I still do like the game, or still did like the game, but now I just stopped. I've got other gachas that I play. Chaos Zero Nightmare is still one of the ones that I go for mostly. Excuse me. I was just wondering why it's still there. I guess you can remove it. Also, Cuddle Buddy hasn't been here for a while now. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Spearfree. I hope that Spearfree is fine, depending on what he is doing. Or, well, not depending. I hope that he is. Irregardless or irrespective of the situation, I hope Spearfree is doing fine. I miss all my apprentices that don't show up for the streams. And I have a mental list of everyone who shows up, you know? Why am I the only one to vote for Violet Evergarden? I think because people just consider it very sad, so they don't want to. Incubator? Do I need an incubator? I don't know. I don't know. I've never eaten better ice cream. Okay, I'll try and make cinnamon one, but I don't know what to put with it. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe I should try prepare my cinnamon swirl ice cream as if I were making British pancakes, or if I was making, like, cinnamon buns or cinnamon rolls or whatever they're called, I could try doing 2 variations of it. Maybe I'll buy, like, pearl sugar or a sugar glaze, or make a sugar glaze. I can do that. And then do that. Would I use a vanilla base, though? That's curious. Because I feel like I could use a vanilla base, but that kind of determines whether or not the consistency comes out the way that I want it to be. Ooh, oh boy. For Enfield, I can't pick one, but for Genshin, it's either Shenhe or Neuvillette. Ah, I see. I like Shenhe as well. I think, for me, it was... Oh, who did I like the most? It was either Raiden Shogun, but the one trapped inside the dimension, because I really liked her, so I was a little bit disappointed that we got the clone as a part of the character. So I feel like I would maybe say Yae Miko, but it's a little bit difficult to say because I also maxed out Ayaka. I really liked Ayaka. Her name is A. Yes, that's it. Sorry, it's been like 4 or 5 years since I last played. But I do really like Ayaka. Her kit was so much fun to use, and just like merging into the ground whenever you sprint and using all of her combos and freezing a whole bunch of enemies was a lot of fun. So, Genshin. Yep, Genshin. It is. I did also like Xiao, because of his move kit. I loved playing him as a pogo stick. Just using his burst, then jumping around all over the place and drop attacking the entire time. I started with Beidou. I loved Beidou. Beidou was one of my first characters that I built up fully just because of the parry system. She was so much fun to play with the parry system, but one of the downsides felt like, even though there was the parry system, you unlock it at a certain constellation, and also it didn't feel as strong as other characters, which I felt was a bad payoff, because whenever I was playing through the Spiral Abyss, and I was a bit sweaty, okay? Whenever I played through Genshin, I was very sweaty. I would always try and max out all of the Spiral Abyss and its stars, and I would clear it out every single time, and I would try do it with some of my favorite characters, and it was like, oh, very clearly they didn't work that well. Well, if you made a proper team for her, everything was giga nice. Yeah, but it wasn't Spiral Abyss 30 stars clear material, you know? Like, I could build a team using meta characters, and it was just like 5 times easier. But with Beidou and getting everything set up, then I would have to have an entire team built around perfect parrying and getting her to be as powerful as possible. And that was difficult, because even then it wasn't a guarantee that you'd be able to work it out properly. With the other ones, I could just like shut off my mind and immediately get 30 stars. So I never played Genshin, but I have it installed for like a year now. You have it installed but never played it? I mean, fair enough. Norwood Wizard, I wouldn't have bought. That's not me! I'm not doing it just because you said that. I played Beidou main with Chi-Chi, the Water Twink, and Fischl. Chi-Chi, I think, is cute. She's a cute little zombie. Or is Yang-Shi. The Water Twink. Are you meaning Xiong-Shu? Are you meaning him? Because that's the water one that was using, like, the swords and everything, right? He would, like, auto-attack. I remember using him for a couple of setups. I stopped... I think, actually, I got back into Genshin whenever Nahida came out, because I was like, oh, finally! Finally, we've got, like, a new, Or we finally got the... What's the name of the elements? The... Not earth elements, but the, Dendro, or whatever it's called. The green element. I use green! Yeah. Dendro, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I was right. It was Dendro. I use green element! I thought that was cool, and I wanted to try use green element to do green things, but yeah, then I just kind of stopped after that point. I realized that, oh my gosh, I can't keep up, because I did 100% exploration across every single region. I would 30-star every single area. I would do every single side quest and everything like that. I had completed all the content at that point, but the issue was that updates came out at a pace that when I became busy, it was way too difficult to keep up. And some part of my mind was like, I can't keep doing this. It wants this to be my full-time game, but I cannot make this my full-time game, because I, at the same time, was playing Uma Musume JP, and I was playing Grand Blue Fantasy, at least partially. I was playing partially Grand Blue Fantasy, mainly for the story. Then I was also playing Nikke at the time as well. Oh no, actually, at the beginning of it, I wasn't playing Nikke, because Nikke wasn't out then. But I did have a couple of other gachas, as well as Fate Grand Order. So it requires so much time to go through all of those. He would spawn swords that floated around you, so I'd freeze everything, then blow it all up with Beidou. Yeah, fair. I mean, there are good builds for Beidou, don't get me wrong. It's just that you need a lot of setup, and usually the elemental reactions you always need to set up anyway. But, like, Nahida was an insane enabler. Like, some of the 5 stars are just insane enablers that make it way easier than if you were to try to play with a 4-star character, unfortunately. You know? Because I was actually, and unironically, a Noelle main whenever I would play it, because I built my Noelle stupidly strong. Like, I built her so strong that she was still somewhat meta in my entire Spiral Abyss team, because she would never die because her shields were so big, and because her burst was so over-kitted, I would always clear waves with her burst. She was good all the way through, and she was such a crazy good shielder. But, again, that was because I invested basically all of my artifacts and resources into her to make her into a killing machine. A shield machine, too. The only gacha I ever played is Zenless Zone Zero when it came out, but I stopped over a year ago, and it came back to it 5 days ago, and like it again. Have you played it, Og? I have played Zenless Zone Zero. I do like Zenless Zone Zero, but at the same time, I didn't really find it to be that fun in terms of gameplay. It's just not my type of gameplay. I thought that it was going to be more character action stuff, and it was not as in-depth as I was hoping for it to be. I saw some of the roguelike like dungeons and whatnots and clips that people have made of it, and I thought like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so much fun. And then I actually played it, and then it didn't feel like that expansive to me. So I don't know. I like the characters. I like that they've shifted their focus to only putting out female characters. I 100% agree with that. I do not know what their goal was in the beginning, but I do not like the gameplay overall, unfortunately. It did not stick with me. I'm one of those people that has to have like an in-depth combat system or a lot of depth to it so that I can really invest my time into it. The roguelike dungeon is the worst in my opinion, and that's the biggest shame to me. I really wanted the roguelike dungeon to be good because I could spend so much time on that. That's why I love Chaos Zero Nightmare. Chaos Zero Nightmare is probably... Chaos Zero Nightmare and Nikke... people don't like the gameplay of Nikke, but I actually do. I really like the gameplay of Nikke because it feels like an arcade shooter. Just remove the on-rails part, and you've basically got the same thing. So there is a certain level of strategy, especially if you're playing free-to-play, because, of course, you have to min-max and stuff like that, so that you don't get completely wiped out by the whales, and that's how I still get top 3% anytime there's a solo raid, and it's also, like, why my union is, like, top 50 every time. But, yeah, I still really like Nikke's gameplay. The only thing I would say is that I know why people don't like it, and I get why people don't like it. Chaos Zero Nightmare, stupidly good though. That one I have literally no qualms with. No qualms with. Chaos Zero Nightmare they have done an amazing job with. I genuinely think that game should be more popular because it is done so well. It is basically... it is basically Slay the Spire 2, but with cute anime girls. Did you not like Zenless Zone Zero because a lot of that was the TV minigame? Yes, but also I just didn't really get hooked by the story. I didn't get hooked by the story, and I don't know, it just wasn't for me. Some of the music, fine. The visuals, really good. Gameplay, it was okay. Everything else, it was fine. It's just like nothing was there to grip me beyond the initial, like, oh, these characters look cool. You know? That was about it. CZN is really good. That one mode just takes too long for me. Do you mean the sortie? The sortie mode? Because I love the sortie mode. That one is so much fun. If you like story, did you play Heaven Burns Red, Og? No, but I have a friend that plays it. I remember talking with him about Heaven Burns Red when I was at an Natasha show, and he was talking to me about it, and it sounded good, but it didn't appeal to me. Again, like, something initially has to hit me or hook me as well with the graphics or the gameplay, and it has to be either one of those. If I'm not hooked enough by that point, then I don't continue to play it. Usually the gameplay is what keeps me going, though. I tried installing that game on my laptop, but it's like 100 gigabytes, Zenless Zone Zero. Oh, Zzz. Yeah, Zzz is pretty big. That's one of the things that surprises me about it as well, because even though I get that there are a lot of, like, high-fidelity animations and everything like that, it feels weird to me that they can't just compress some of it. I don't know, it's a little bit like going from PNG to WebP. Like, we have a new system of going about this. You don't have to use fully uncompressed files now. We do have quantized versions of things, so I don't know why we go fully uncompressed. That's the size of a Call of Duty game. We don't need games to be that big. All MiHoYo games are gigabig? Exactly. They got rid of that TV minigame? I had no clue. I know that they added it to Steam. I know they added Zzz on Steam. So, who knows? Maybe I'll try it. Probably not. But, you know what I say. It ain't easy being cheesy. And that means that's all we have for today. I know. I'm gonna have to cut you off there. But thank you so much for tuning in today, Apprentices. I know that maybe you don't enjoy the Animanga Club, but I love discussing it. I love discussing it, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching Shinsekai Yori. Even if you didn't, I hope you enjoyed the conversations that we had about it. And even if you didn't, then I hope that you enjoyed the Rimworld after it. And even if you didn't, then I always play Yakuza tomorrow. And even if you don't enjoy that, then I play Rimworld on Tuesday, but then you probably wouldn't like that either. But then, even if you didn't, maybe you enjoy the multiplayer Fridays, where we play whatever game you voted for. But then, if you don't like that, then, I cast a spell on you to hypnotize you to enjoy my streams and enjoy the content that I do. There we go. So hopefully you enjoy it now. I'm not sure. She Rondel my Auger till it ain't easy being cheesy. Stop that. What's the implication here? What does it mean to... Okay, you know what? Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Thank you, D6, for that wonderful comment. Either way, that is the end of today's stream. Thank you for tuning in. I really hope that... Oh, yes. Before we end, I'm going to lock the votes and everything for the Animanga Club. This is your last notice, okay? 6th round votes are ending. You must choose now what you will want to watch. I've thrown in my votes because I think that we've got a clear winner anyway. That is the end. It's going to be Witch Hat Atelier. As said, I'm going to do the spin the wheel thing tomorrow for the next genre, mainly because I haven't set it up on my new PC. It completely escaped my mind, and I've been busy this entire week. And that's mostly because I'm preparing for the debut stuff. So please keep that in mind. It's going to be a bit difficult for me to try push out the amount of content and have equally high effort stuff because I'm still trying to sort out things with both my new model and to sort out my debut stuff. So thank you so much. Yeah, I changed my vote. No AOT, goal achieved. Fair. I'm okay with Atelier winning, but ReZero getting no votes makes me kind of want to do something to everyone here. I wanted to vote for it, but... unfortunately, no one else did. I'm still gonna watch the new season that's coming out. What on earth? You've got a Doro emoji of someone? Oh my gosh! Actually, I should make a Doro emoji for my channel. I love Doro. Doro's so cute. But yes. Anyways, I'm dragging this on. Thank you so much for tuning in, my apprentices. I'll see you tomorrow with some Yakuza. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful beginning of your week. Bye bye. Bye bye. Give me a second to disappear, by the way. I'm still disappearing. I'm still disappearing. Oh, never mind. There I go.